This is Grayson County Cougar football on K105. Tonight's Cougar football contest is sponsored by Future Designs Building Materials, Midway Pharmacy, Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center, Scotty's.
It's Friday night in Leitchfield. Two Cougars collide, Grayson County and McLean County. Both 1-1, both chasing momentum. The Cougars of Grayson look to rebound after last week's loss, and they bring history on their side, winners of the last two meetings in this series. McLean County arrives determined to flip the script. The lights are on, the stands are full, and one question remains: which Cougars will walk away on top? This is Friday Night Football at Cougar Stadium. And a good evening and welcome inside the broadcast booth for tonight's coverage of Cougar football on K105. Sam Gormley and the Wall of Famer, Jake Clemens, with us here. Jake coming back here helping us out. Jake, good to have you back.
Hey, it's great to be back tonight.
We got to call you a Wall of Famer now, right?
I
Do I have to salute or something?
No salute, nothing.
It's good to have you back, and I'm sure you're ready to bounce back just like the Cougars are this week after a tough one last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity to be back this week. And, man, I'm looking for the Cougars, our Cougars, to come out, really put forth a great effort. And this is a great opportunity to have a bounce-back game.
Grayson County and McLean County, this is a series that has happened over the years. This is the 19th all-time meeting. Grayson County has dominated it, though. They lead 14-4. Let's go back to last week, though. Anderson County lost. The Cougars, 26-point loss. It was their largest loss since a game against Owensboro in 2022. 55-0, they lost that. So the Cougars have not been in this situation. They've won 13 of 14, though, against McLean County and are 9-1. And games played here in Leitchfield. McLean has only won once. That was the first time they ever played here in Leitchfield. On the other side, McLean shut out week 1 against Muhlenberg County, bounced back last week against Caverna. Cougars went 7-4 last season and lost to Adair County in the first round of the playoffs. This is the Locker Room Show, brought to you by our friends at Hometown Hangout. Coming up, we'll introduce you to both squads, talk to the head coach, Brian Jones, and I guess we're going to have some Clemens keys, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
That'll be coming up here and more. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When you give blood, you give life. And when you give life, you change lives. Make a life-saving impact by donating blood with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, your hometown partner. As the sole supplier of blood products needed in Grayson County, your donation ensures a stable and adequate blood supply for you, your family, friends, and your neighbors. You are the hero when you give. Feel the power of community and compassion in every drop. Give life and change lives with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center. Life is on the line.
Paying for your student's college can feel overwhelming. Scholarships and grants help, but they might not cover everything. That's where the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan comes in. With competitive low interest rates and no application, late, or other fees, the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan offers a smooth and affordable solution. Owned and managed by a state-based nonprofit lender, we're committed to helping families like yours. Apply today and take the next step in supporting their dreams. Visit KentuckyAdvantageLoan.com or call 800-988-6333 to learn more.
I crave adventures that spark joy and create memories. Sailing the seas with Royal Caribbean or exploring the magic of Disney parks. And with your global getaway, my dreams are expertly crafted. From all-inclusive Caribbean resorts to tailor-made itineraries, Mark turns wanderlust into reality. Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary?
Your global getaway. Expertise in unforgettable vacations. Call Mark at 270-296-0106 or visit yourglobalgetaway.com. Start living your travel dreams today.
Yes, start living your travel dreams today.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium. Grayson County and McLean County, a little over 25 minutes away from kickoff here. We are keeping an eye on the weather. Knock on wood, Jake, right now. We're looking okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful out right now. Hopefully it can stay like this. It feels great.
And those clouds off to, like, the left don't look great. But luckily, we need to be worrying about the clouds to the right.
Right.
So my little meteorology that I know, that's about it. So we're kind of watching the clouds here as this goes along. McLean County, the opponent tonight, 1-1. They're playing with a purpose this year. They're expected starting quarterback Nate Engelhart, we send our best to him and his family as he suffered a traumatic brain injury in an accident during the summer. And they've turned to Aiden Bolden as their starting quarterback. Bolden, not necessarily a passer, 2 of 6 passing, 31 yards, but he can run the ball with the best of them. And then he's got some running backs back there, Jacoby Gill, Hunter Stratton, Connor Ward. Jake, you've watched them. They are going to do a lot of different things to get their running backs the ball.
They are. You know, they do a great job and are doing a great job of what they've been handed in the their coaches putting a great offensive scheme together just to try to get their playmakers the ball. And listen, they've got some good players. We can't sit back and, you know, we've got to trust our reads on defense, make sure that we're not looking in the backfield. They do a lot of fakes back there. If we can read our guards, if our linebackers tonight will read their guards, I think we'll have a good night.
Grayson County defensively, that's going to be a big key. But offensively, for this McLean County team, they've switched from a 3-4 or from a 3-3 to a 3-4. Jake, you noticed up the seams, Cougars could have some chances tonight.
Yeah, they've got some chances, and that's what we were talking about before we came on air. I think it'll be a great opportunity tonight for Coach Jones to call up some shot plays, you know, maybe on a second and three, just to look at those seams right up from the slots, and then even on the outside. You know, we saw Muhlenberg had some success with that in the film from that first game of the season. So I think that'd be a good opportunity for us tonight.
Grayson County going to be without 2 key players tonight. We'll tell you who those are. Coming up next, this is Cougar Football on K105.
Hi, I'm Bob with Hometown Hangout Sports Pub and Grill. You might have noticed we don't have fancy decor or celebrity chefs. It's true. We've ignored the trend of upscale dining and extravagant renovations. That gets pretty expensive, you know. And in the end, it's the customer who pays for those upgrades. Not at Hometown Hangout. Our guests come to us for one thing, to have a great time. Whether you're with the family, the whole team, or just friends, you'll love our fun atmosphere, exciting games, and great food. Hometown Hangout on West White Oak. See you after the game.
Okay, time to see if I got it.
Yes!
It is my honor to welcome you to the class of 2029. See you, teachers! Congratulations and welcome to the Big Blue Nation! Everyone deserves a bright future. Find your future at futurity.org.
When garbage is thrown on the ground, tossed out a car window, illegally dumped, or poured down storm drains, it all ends up in our streams and lakes. Which means that pretty soon we'll be reeling in more trash than fish. Do your part to keep our new Kentucky home clean. Thanks, Team Kentucky.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium. Grayson County and McLean County inching closer towards getting underway. Sam and Jake back with you here. Grayson County today, Jake, they're going to be without 2 key players. And when I say key players, I mean key players.
Yeah.
Last week, you watched the game. You saw Caden Hanshaw left with an injury, and he will not play tonight. Dealing with an ankle injury, tried this week in practice, but it's just not going to happen. So no Caden Hanshaw, and then Caden Tyner, the leading receiver for Grayson County, he also will not play. That's football, though, Jake. And I know, as I texted, our good friend Roger Lush earlier, I said, next man up.
That's exactly right, Sam. And, I think this is a good scenario for, our Cougar football team to dig deep and next man up. Let's play football. This is football. We've got a long season. You'd rather maybe this be a game that he's out. Those 2 guys are out. Rather than later when district play starts. So let's dig deep. Next man up, and that's what football is all about. You never know when your number is going to be called.
And it helps when you have a guy like Ethan Mudd back there to run the football. Ethan is is a powerful running back, 12 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown this year. He can also go out and catch it. But the guy last week that stood out to me offensively, I know you watched the game, Jamison Buster, he's got some wheels.
Listen, he's got some wheels, and it may be something tonight where we see Coach Jones try to get him out in space and give him some opportunities. I would love to see that. Because I think this is a game where, Sam, when we look at this schedule and you look at it long term, there's a lot of speed once we get into district play.
Is Bowling Green fast?
I
just saw a flashback there or something.
Even that's an understatement, I think. I don't know that we ever played anybody with as much speed as Owensboro had and Bowling Green had. It's a different kind of speed.
Who's the guy you had to cover? I remember who went on to play at
D.L. Moore. He went to play at South Carolina. He was like 6'6". I was 5'10", I think, and he gave me a run for my money.
You shut him down, right?
I'm glad that they didn't have TikTok and all of those things back then, because he mossed me a couple times, and I'm probably on his highlight reel if he had one. But this is a team,
he's not walking through this door.
No, we are a rural Kentucky team, and so is McLean County. And so if we're going to show some speed, tonight's the night.
Grayson County, McLean County inching closer towards getting underway. Brian Jones, the head coach of the Grayson Cougars. Yeah. And again, I say this every year. If we say Cougars, we're talking about Grayson tonight. Sorry, McLean.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Grayson Cougars. Yeah. So the head coach of the Grayson Cougars is Brian Jones. We'll take a break, talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When you bundle home and auto, good things can happen. You get a local agent who can help you choose the right coverage for you at a price that's right for you.
Call State Farm agent Duda Hudson in Leitchfield today.
It's Kyle's last spin on his turntable.
Yeah.
And the first day of Kira's new career in IT. When you donate to Goodwill, you help provide skills training and career placement. And the things you loved start a new life too.
When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina.
Because dancing makes me happy. I get to entertain people, and nothing makes me feel more like me.
PI impacts millions of children's lives. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment gives children like Olivia a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a great team to put on a show. It also takes a great team of caring people to keep a dream alive. And now my dreams are coming true.
For more information, visit our website at info4pi.org.
In small towns, we share everything. Our joys, our struggles, our celebrations. Today, Grayson County shares something special. The hospital where we were born, where we bring our families, where our neighbors care for us, is one of America's top 100 rural hospitals. This is our achievement. This is our hospital. This is home. Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center. Top 100 care, hometown heart.
For each life moment, your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. Your kids may be eligible now, even if you've applied before. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Get started now at insurekidsnow.gov. Paid for.
Cougar Football on K.
Back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley joined now by head coach Brian Jones from the Grayson County Cougars. Coach, Anderson County game last week. I know you were, I don't know if excited is the right word to watch the film, but you really wanted to watch the film to unpack it. When you did, what'd you learn?
Far too many mistakes on our own part. Special teams mishaps. The physicality aspect of it. Just kind of, I guess, confirm some of my suspicions. And for us and most football games in general, it's kind of won and lost at the line of scrimmage, and they, really controlled that aspect of the game. And, at times we did really well up front. I think some of our pass protections were pretty good. But, outside of that, I think it confirmed some things I thought on Friday night. And gave us a starting point of some things to work on for this week.
You mentioned that you didn't think your team fought much in that game. What's that look like to you?
I think for me, it stands out when the line of scrimmage. You generally speaking, that the players are moving one direction or the other. You know, if the offensive line is kind of controlling the line of scrimmage, you see defensive linemen go backwards, and then, you know, I think for us in that game, one mistake led to a second, led to a third, led to a fourth, and that's kind of, you know, midway through the third, maybe even late into the third, it's a 7-point ball game, and you know, you're very much in that kind of a game and have an opportunity to tie things up, and you know, we got some stops, right, especially coming right out of halftime, and we didn't capitalize on some things that we could have that maybe make that game go our favor. You know, like I said, it's 7-0. We have a pretty big error, and we're only 7-7 at halftime. We get a 3-and-out to start the second half. You know, those are a couple of areas that I think if we were really fighting, you know, go in our favor, and we're the team that's up 14-7 midway to late in the third with an opportunity to put things out of touch on our side. And we didn't do that. We you know, we turn around and go 3-and-out on that drive and give them the ball right back, and I think they end up scoring. And you know, then we have the special teams mishaps and the pick six, and so things snowballed out of control for us, and instead of snowballing out of control for them. And to me, I think that comes down to a grit and a determination, and not letting things kind of get out of control, and not letting things snowball.
The injury bug has bit you all a lot. Who do you expect to not have tonight, and what are some updates on some of those guys?
You know, I don't think Caden or Caden, neither one of those guys will be dressed for us tonight. I think everybody else will be suited up and ready to go, and we expect to get Tristan Brooks back tonight. So out 2 skill guys, but get a lineman back to provide a little bit of depth. So
I thought you played well against that.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to have him back, and you know, for depth purposes, our rotations on the D line and different things like that. No doubt, it's going to hurt to be without Henshaw, and Caden Tyner's proved to be instrumental for us on both sides of the ball so far this season. So not having those two guys will be tough, but you know, good programs and good teams, it's the next guy up, and somebody's got to make a play. And you know, I firmly believe one guy doesn't win a football game for you. So, you know, we just got to execute and, you know, get back to trying to be the physical team that imposes our will and controls the line of scrimmage.
Did you read my next question? Because I could have exactly quoted exactly what you're going to say, next man up. But without Caden on offense, how's that change your offensive play calling?
It won't change it much. I think, you know, I said this to our team last week when we came in from the game, because I felt like we kind of let up when Caden got hurt, and I was disappointed in that more for Ethan than anybody. And I said it right there, and I told the guys, I said, listen, I've been here 11 years, and Ethan Mudd would start at tailback for every one of those teams except for the years with Caden Henshaw and Q Darius. Outside of that, he's the best running back we've had. And don't get me wrong, Jordan Stallings as well. But, you know, he could have played tailback for any of those teams. And I felt like the fact that we didn't give him that same effort to you know, really keep us in the ball game, control the clock, and do all those things was disappointing. And I was disappointed for him. So it doesn't change my play calling, because I think he can do all the things that Caden does. And, you know, in fact, it probably maybe narrows our scope a little bit, because rather than try to distribute the ball, there'll be less distribution. I mean, we're going to weigh pretty heavily on Ethan, I think, and so I think he's somebody that mentally and physically is plenty tough enough to handle the workload.
You've mentioned over the years that McLean's defense is one of your least favorite to have to prepare for. Is that still the case? And even if not, what challenges does it bring you?
Well, you know, they've for a lot of these years they've been a 3-3 stack team, and to me it's just I don't know, those teams don't really want to break that stack, and so formationally you got to do some unbalanced things to have numbers and what have you, and it's tough for high school linemen because, you know, you if you're a center or a tackle, you got somebody heads up on you, and they're not going to stay heads up. They're slanting left or right and doing different things. And with that, also, generally, they're going to bring one of their 3 linebackers. Now, this year so far on film, they've shown to be a 3-4 team, which is a little bit different. Those linemen are still heads up and generally not staying there. But they don't necessarily always bring a second or a 4th rusher as much. Now, I think they will be aggressive and send somebody, and because that's just kind of their makeup, is to be aggressive and really try to put pressure on you and those kind of things. So something we've prepared for, but the 3-4 is a little bit different than that 3-3 stack, and so I think provides us some different opportunities than maybe the stack does, but they're also difficult just because of how they play the game. They're physical. Generally, they've got quite a few quick guys out there. They're probably not as big as they've been in years past, but they're probably faster and more aggressive. So they can give you a lot of problems, and we're going to have eyes up and really know where guys are located at, or they'll be in the backfield before we get our heads up.
How do you get back in the winning track?
I think we got to control the clock, control the line of scrimmage, not have turnovers. We've got to be a lot cleaner on special teams, and finish drives with hopefully touchdowns, because all the different things they do offensively, formationally, motions, spinning around and faking the ball to 2 or 3 different guys, and those kind of things make them difficult for our defense. So we've got to be prepared to finish quite a few drives because they're a tough team to stop.
Coach, good luck. More comes up on the Locker Room Show, brought to you by Hometown Hangout after this.
Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a Future Designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMaster for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at SOHD.info.
Across Kentucky, treatment providers, state and local governments, and nonprofit organizations are working together to support your pathway to long-term recovery. These providers and communities of recovery will walk alongside you and help you find your recovery journey. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, the KY Help Call Center can connect you with resources right now when you call 833-8KY-HELP. You can also visit findhelpnowky.org to find treatment options near you.
Midway Pharmacy is your trusted local partner in health and wellness, offering free delivery so you never have to worry about picking up your medications. The friendly staff knows you by name and is always ready to assist you. Living and raising our families in the same community, they understand your needs. With a wide range of services and personalized care, Midway Pharmacy is here to make your life easier and healthier. Visit or call any countywide location today of Midway Pharmacy.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body. It's about
Pharmacy.
Cougar football on K105.
Grayson County and McLean County inching closer towards getting underway. This is the Hometown Hangout Locker Room Show, and it's the long-awaited return of Clemens Keys. Jake, what's the keys to the game? Keys, Clemens? I don't know. The keys to the game. Clearly, I'm rusty, too.
That's okay. Tonight, the
Hold that up
first...
there just a little bit.
Yeah,
there you go.
Thank you. Tonight, the first key is going to be control the line of scrimmage. You know, last week, we saw that we really struggled with that. I think that was probably an emphasis this week in practice with Coach Jones. So controlling the line of scrimmage. The second thing, win the turnover battle. You know, an easy way for us to lose this game, as any, but specifically this one tonight is to lose the turnover battle. We have to win that. We have to make sure that we come out on top. We force turnovers, and we limit ours. And then the last thing, established a run game. With Hanshaw out, I know we talked about Ethan having a big game, and so looking forward to that. And I think we do those three things, we're going to have a great night.
Let's hope for it. Look forward to it. Grayson County and McLean County, this has been the Hometown Hangout Locker Room Show. It's the Cougs and the Cougs. I think the Cougars are going to win tonight.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty bold take. This has been the Locker Room Show. Play-by-play is next here on K105.
Measles cases are on the rise, but there's good news. The MMR vaccine is the safest way to protect yourself and your community from measles, mumps, and rubella. Measles isn't just a rash. It can lead to serious health issues like pneumonia and brain swelling, even in healthy kids. That's why doctors recommend 2 MMR doses for lifelong protection. And cost shouldn't be a barrier. Many vaccines are free, even without insurance. Call 855-598-2246 to find a provider near you. This message is paid for by Kentucky Voices for Health, the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You complete me. Together we're one. I never want to be without you. Together's more fun. Together we're one.
Struggling with mortgage debt from COVID? Team Kentucky can help. If you restructured your home loan and deferred payments to the end of your mortgage, you may qualify for up to $60,000 in assistance to pay off that debt. Help is also available for other COVID-related hardships if you meet income guidelines. Apply today at www.protectmykyhome.org. This ad is sponsored by Kentucky Housing Corporation, the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
This is Grayson County Cougar football on K105. Tonight's Cougar football contest is sponsored by Future Designs Building Materials, Midway Pharmacy, Owensboro Health, Twin Lakes Medical Center, Scotty's Contracting, and Stone, Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, Your Global Getaway, and by Grayson County School.
Welcome to Cougar Stadium for the third game of the new season. Grayson County with a record of 1-1. McLean County with a record of 1-1. Sam Gormley and Jake Clements with you here. And Jake, it's a little crisp out there, but still warm. It's a little crisp in here, though. We got that AC rolling. It's kind of the best of both worlds, hoping for no rain and hoping for a big win for the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, Sam, I feel like it's going to be a great night for football. I think it's a little chilly in here. But
I might have to turn that AC off.
That breeze blowing through here feels nice. We get the ball first. Let's go. Let's go down and score.
I'm going to turn that off. We might turn that back on as it goes on because it might get a little humid in here. Jake mentioned Grayson County won the toss, and as per usual, they say they want the football. Now, McLean County, I know on film, they did some squib onside kicks of sorts, so I'm sure Grayson will be ready for that. I mean, both these teams like to do some trick stuff and see what you can do.
Yeah, I like it. Keep everybody on your toes. Coach Jones has got them in this kick return huddle a little bit longer maybe than usual. Like, hey, guys, make sure we're looking for the ball. Everyone look for the ball. Be ready. Have your hands ready. Athletic stance.
You got two receivers, too, in the hands team. You got Shane Hall and Anthony Linton as upbacks. Back deep to return for Grayson County. You got Matthew McAllister and Jamison Buster to kick away for McLean County. That is going to be Lucas Lyle. He's about to throw his hand in the air. There comes the whistle, and we are underway tonight. As this time they actually kick it deep, and it's caught back on the far side of the field by McAllister at the 15-yard line. He tries to break it down towards the near side. Takes a long time to get to the near side. He's dropped to the 20 and dropped backwards. Took him a long time to develop it and allowed for Osborne to come down and drop him there. That's where the Grayson County offense will come out.
Yeah, Sam, that's something that I'm sure this week Coach Jones is going to look back at it being the first play and just say, hey, get upfield. You know, what we need right here is yards. This is, you know, the first play of the game. Let's get upfield.
Grayson County's starting quarterback Jake Brancher, 16-23, 128, and an interception. Again, the Cougars are without their starting running back, Caden Hanshaw. Some shifting on the offensive line. They're loading it up in the box there. We're going to have a handoff to Mudd. He goes right side, breaks one tackle, tries to break a second, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on the run for Mudd to the right side.
Yeah, Sam, there we lined up in the wishbone package and had a little pre-snap movement. You can tell Coach Jones is trying to mix things up a little bit this week with Hanshaw out, adding a couple extra blockers, maybe back there in the backfield for Mudd, and it's just to see. Yeah.
They had the left tackle, Maddox Anderson. He peeled to the right side of the line. Second down and 10 for Grayson County from their own 20-yard line here in the opening drive of this game. Mudd, the starting running back in place of Hanshaw, about 60 rushing yards this year. Bunch trips to the right side. Screen play. It's caught down on the near side, and the ball pops out. Pops back towards McLean County's side, and it looks like McLean has it, and they do. As the ball popped out of the hand of Bryce Abersold, and Aiden Bolden went back to grab it, and that is going to give McLean County phenomenal field position to open up.
Yeah, Sam, that's just really unfortunate. You know, that is one of those things. McLean County read that play really well. We had trips out here to this left side or our near side, and he was right there in his face. You know, when he caught the ball, just punched it out. Great tackle.
Ball's going to be officially placed in the 12-yard line of McLean. Doesn't get much better first drive field position than this under starting quarterback Aiden Bolden, 2 of 6 passing for 31 yards. He's going to run the ball. Jacoby Gill and Hunter Stratton are also running backs. It's Aiden Bolden, direct quarterback run. He goes right side, breaks back towards the middle. It's the 5, runs over a tackler, and he's down at the 1-yard line. Big run on the first play from Aiden Bolden of 11 yards. And McLean County is about to strike first in this football game. Not a good start for the orange and blue here.
Yeah, definitely not, Sam. You know what we've got to look out for is when they start loading the backfield and they're just doing a quarterback keeper, just quarterback dive really straight up the middle, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't just try that again.
Yeah, you get 4 plays to go 1 yard.
Mm-hmm.
And they might just say stop Aiden Bolden 4 times here. Bolden this time will go, I guess we're going to have a little bit of a wishbone here too. Well, nope, he's going to go under center now. We'll go Bolden. 3 backers behind him. It's a handoff, right side run. Doesn't look like he got it. As the give was to Connor Ward, no gain on the play. Ran right into the teeth of that Grayson County defense. First man in there for the Cougars was Noah Cowan.
That was a great stand, Sam. I mean, everybody here knows that, they're just trying to give it right up the middle, and Grayson County knew, and that was a great stand by our defensive line altogether.
This is one of these scenarios where it's our boys versus your boys. Who wants it more?
Exactly. And as you said, you got 4 plays to punch it in. Let's see if we can stop them again here.
Might have given him maybe half a yard here. I mean, the ball is practically on the goal line for McLean County. They'll bring up second down and goal from the 1.
Sam, one thing I would definitely watch here is a toss outside, on the second down.
Bolden in the gun. And he hands it off on the sweep play. Grayson County is in full.
Great
Bryce
play.
Abersold drops Ward on the tackle as he goes left side.
Abersold did a great job of seeing that coming around and stringing it out and making a great tackle.
After he made the mistake on offense that's put them in this situation, an outstanding play on the play that will maybe even go down as a pass. And a timeout is going to be taken by Zach Wagner, the head coach for McLean County. And Interesting timeout here, Jake.
Yeah, it's definitely an early timeout here. It kind of makes you think. Watch trick plays here is definitely what I would say Coach Jones is going to tell our guys. Because a lot of times you get, a coach that calls a timeout right here. They're probably going to call a trick play. And in some of the film that we watched, they have a little slot reverse that they like to do. And we definitely need to be mindful of that.
Are you in Philly special territory here?
It works. We've seen it work in the past.
Again, Cougars without Caden Hanshaw and Caden Tyner tonight. They are in street clothes. The hope is both will be back next week. And, those are two big losses on both sides of the ball. And Cougars had the ball first and turned it over on their second play on a fumble. 8:52 remaining first quarter. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line for McLean County. They've had excellent field position. The Cougar defense trying to set it to stop this. Bolden goes under center. It's a quarterback sneak right up the middle. Tush push, touchdown McLean County from 1 yard out. Aiden Bolden scores. And McLean County has taken the lead early on in this game.
Yeah, that's so hard to defend. The Eagles have just kind of trademarked that tush push with Jalen Hurts, and it's hard to defend. You get everybody going that way. You get a push from the back. They snuck it in there.
Now, this is one of these scenarios. If you're Grayson, you almost have to think about this as being a 0-0 game. You're getting a fresh start now. It happened. We got to get back out here. McLean got to go for 2. They're 4 of 6 this year. Jacoby Gill has 2. McLean does not kick extra points. They haven't since 2022. Haven't attempted a field goal since 2019 either. Bolden under center. See what they do here on the 2-point conversion attempt. Ball comes out. Bolden just falls on it, and it'll remain a 6-0 game with 8:48 left first quarter. McLean strikes first. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
The McLean County kick is caught at the 18-yard line by Matthew McAllister. This time he goes straight up the middle and carries it across the 30-yard line, gets up to the 32. And, Jake, if he does that the first time, he gets back to about the same spot as well.
Yeah, exactly, Sam. And that's probably something, again, Coach Jones is going to say when they watch film. Hey, this time you just took it straight up the field. It got what you could get, and now we're in better field position. Huge, huge drive right here, Sam.
After the turnover on the second play, let's see what Grayson does now. I formation. Buster is the deep back. Mudd is the fullback. It'll be the give to Buster. He comes near side, carries it up to the 35-yard line. That's a powerful run for Jamison Buster. Just kept his legs moving. Gets it up to the 35-yard line, gain of 3.
Yeah, Sam, and you know what? I like that because sometimes just to settle your team down, you need to put a guy like Ethan Mudd back at fullback. That's where he's most comfortable. Get him a couple plays. Let's settle everybody down. And let's get back to our brand of football here.
Mudd is in at fullback. Abersold down to the near side. Hull to the right side. I formation for Grayson, 2nd and 7 from the 35-yard line. Fullback dive up the middle to Mudd. Breaks one tackle. Can't break away from the second. He was met on the play by Weston Hodges, who brings him down after a pickup of 1 yard. 3rd down and 7 for Grayson. In Cougars without Caden Hanshaw, they're over 3,000-yard rusher in his career, over 50 touchdowns, and they're without Caden Tyner, who has played really well at receiver after coming over from soccer. What are you calling here, 3rd and 6?
Sam, I think that Jake Bratcher has done a pretty good job this year on the rollout pass. I would think that we may roll him out and try to dump it off a little bit, give him the option to run as well.
3rd down and 6 for Grayson. Abersold goes in motion from the near side to the far side. Cougars from right to left. Bratcher rolls out far side, being pressured, dumps it off. It's incomplete. It's intended over the far side for Abersold, well short. And Grayson County will be forced to punt.
Same there. You know, that's one thing that, I think Coach Jones is probably going to coach up Bratcher a little bit as he comes to the sideline. He had pressure in his face, but he still had a point that he could stop, set his feet, and make that throw. One thing that's tough is trying to make those throws on the run and not letting your arm drop down. That ball hit right at the receiver's feet. So
here comes the punt. It'll be Lane Beasley back to punt for Grayson County. Good snap, something they struggled a lot with, and that is a booming punt by Lane Beasley.
Punt.
And it's going to roll at the 20. It continues to roll inside the 15, and it's down at the 13-yard line. What a punt from Lane Beasley.
Let's go, Sam. You know, that's something that people don't realize maybe at home, how big of a deal a good punt is and just flipping the field. You know, now McLean's going to get the ball on about the 12-yard line. This is big. I think if our Cougars can get a stop here, maybe we can start getting some momentum going our way.
How does a 51-yard punt sound for you?
That sounds great.
51 yards. That's one of the longest punts I've seen from a Grayson County. And the biggest thing he got a little bit of a roll, but it's not like he got just a crazy lucky roll on some turf or something to get it.
Yeah, it had a lot of hang time, had a good little spiral on it as it was going through the air too.
I thought the Grayson defense looked pretty good on that first drive. They were just putting in an impossible situation.
Tough spot.
Here comes the second drive for McLean County. Bolden, it's a sweep near side on the give to Jacoby Gill. He carries it up to the 20-yard line before being shoved out at the 21 by Shane Hall. It's a gain of 9 yards on the run.
Yeah, Sam, and this is what one of the things that we talked about as well is our linebackers are going to have to do a good job tonight of reading their guards, the offensive guards of McLean County, because they are going to pull whichever way the ball is going 9 times out of 10. If they can stay disciplined, they can have a big night. Our linebackers can have a big night making some big tackles.
Kevin Embry, one of his favorite words I've learned is contain.
Contain, absolutely.
You probably heard that at least once playing for him.
Contain and trust your reads.
They're having I don't really know why he needed to spot the play. He moved it back about 3 inches, but it'll be 2nd and 2 for McLean County. Direct snap to Bolden. He carries it up the middle. He's got the first down, carrying it up to the 25-yard line, and then was driven backward. Looks like his forward progress will be 4 yards to the 25. First down for McLean County. And you mentioned that's the one thing McLean does well. They are going to run a lot of misdirections. And they're not a wing T team, but it's kind of like wing T where you don't really know where the ball's going to go.
Right. You know, and watching film, Sam, it was hard for me to even put a label on what kind of offense they're running. They're rotating a lot of guys, doing a lot of movement in the backfield, and we can't look at the window dressing, so to speak.
First down. It's a sweet play far side now. This is going to come back because of a hold. This time on the give, it went to Will Searcy, the junior. But this one's obvious because there's a whole lot of laundry on the field.
Yeah, Sam, and a lot of times it's something that, we can look at as a positive for us. They're getting behind the chains, and now we need to take advantage of this opportunity to keep them behind the chains here.
Let's see what the penalty is. They're trying to put some more time back on the clock, I think. He never did give us what the official penalty is. Holding called against McLean. That'll move it backwards. That's what I assumed it was. But now, this puts the ball now into 1st and 20. You got to get off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to. And, again, making sure that we're watching the misdirection and those kind of things that McLean County likes to run.
1st and long from the 15-yard line. Searcy goes in motion. It's Bolden up the middle, fakes it to him, carries it to the 20. That's where he's dropped. Maybe they're going to say up to the 21. And you see Kevin Embry down there. You saw his hand motion to his linebackers telling him to come up.
Exactly. And trusting the reads. You know, that's one thing that Coach Embry was big on, and any coach that's coaching linebackers, is your first step should be forward if you see that it's a run. It shouldn't be backwards. because sometimes that's the difference in a quarterback, just like on that play, gaining 5 yards or gaining 2 yards.
He gets 7 on the run, does Bolden. And listen, McLean is not going to pass. They've attempted 6 passes all season for 31 yards. That's not why they're here. They've completed 2 of them. Penalty, and Brian Jones is livid on the sideline, and it is a false start called against McLean County. I've not seen Brian Jones hadn't moved that fast in a while.
Yeah, he showed some speed there.
You might have to like stretch out the knee after that and be like, oh boy, I didn't know I still had it in me. He's not happy. They're going to wind the clock, though. That'll move it backwards. Couple of McLean County mistakes. Got to make them pay.
Yeah, Sam, this is something we definitely need to make them pay and not gain any momentum here by converting.
2nd down and long for McLean County. We're going to say about 18 yards. Shifting motion. It'll be Bolden in the gun, this time running back to his left. 2 wide receivers on each side. They're taking a long time to do it. Not a great snap. Bolden just has to do a quarterback draw up the middle. He bounces towards the near side, breaks a tackle from Bryce Abersole, but he's brought down by Ethan Mudd, carrying it up to about the 22 or the 23-yard line, which is where the snap was prior to the false start. In fact, they might even give him a better spot to the 24.
Yeah.
Yep, 24. That's a little bit of a generous spot on the run for Bolden. Gain 7, 3rd and 11. And it's weird to say this is such a big play, but this is a big play early on in this game.
You know, you could say that a lot in football, but it is, Sam. This is a big play here because if we let some fluke thing happen and let them get behind us and you know, make a first down here, we're in trouble early.
3rd and 11. They need to get the ball up to the 35-yard line. A lot of misdirection. It's a handoff.
Great
this time,
read.
Grayson got him. Tracoby Gill got
Yes.
the ball, and he was met immediately by a host of Cougars. Lane Beasley was the first man in there.
Sam, and one thing that people aren't going to realize is that is something I guarantee you they repped often this week in practice. Our defense did, because that was a play that McLean County had a lot of success on the past couple weeks. Great execution there by our defense.
Aiden Bolden will be the punter. Back deep to return is Jamison Buster. He's standing at about the 50. You could get great field position. McLean has a lot of blockers back there for this, and it's a fake. Bolden will rugby style it and punts it. It's a good one. Over to the far side of the field, it rolls, and it's a nice rugby style punt that goes down to the 28-yard line. Bolden crossed the field on that punt.
He did.
He had some air yards on that.
He did, Sam, and like you said, I thought, well, he got his arms up or hands up like he might throw the ball.
And he can. And with how many blockers they had back there, it just made me think something was a little up there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they did it. So Grayson's going to start with the ball. They're going to give it at their own 28. First 2 drives, kind of I think what you expected from a team without their studs.
Yeah, Sam, what I really want to see here is our offense. All we've got to do, let's just get 3 yards every play. If it's running, let's find something consistently we can get. Looks like we're going back to the wishbone here.
6-0, McLean leads, 2:56 left first quarter. Under center goes Bratcher, a couple of backs behind him. It's the give to Buster, bounces it near side to the 30, turns upfield, hits the 35, gets up to the 40. Biggest play of the game so far for Grayson is a gain of 10 yards and a first down, Grayson.
There we go. Sammy, I know you saw it too, but that was a great job by the offensive line creating a hole there for Buster to run through.
And he's so fast that the hole doesn't even need to be that big because he can hit it so quick.
Yeah. He's got a lot of speed, and he's a freshman?
Buster's a sophomore. Sophomore, yes. And it's 11 officially on the run. Back to the wishbone. Maddox Anderson shifts from the right side to the left side of the line, settling as a left tackle, and I guess we had a false start. I didn't see the movement from Grayson.
I didn't see that either.
And Brian Jones, he's looking at his offensive line. Clearly it happened because he's yelling at somebody on that offensive line, but that's not good. After you give an 11-yard gain, you're shooting yourself in the foot on first down.
All right, Sam, a lot of times on that pre-snap movement, if the line doesn't remain disciplined, it's easy just to flinch.
And we can't always see the flinch from our vantage point up here. 2:18 left first quarter, 6-0. McLean leads after they got great field position on their first drive after an early Grayson County fumble. Wishbone. You've got Buster in the backfield and Mudd, along with a fullback. Bratcher under center. Gives it to Buster again. Buster bounces it outside. Stiff arms the tackler, gets across the 35-yard line, and he's dropped near the 37. It's a gain of about 3 for Buster. Running right behind Ethan Mudd. He's, I guess, Mudd not technically playing the fullback position in the Wishbone, but he pretty much is acting as one.
Yeah, Sam, he's just that extra blocker there that we've got. And honestly, I got to say, McLean County is doing a good job of bottling up our attempts to run the ball right now.
Is this where you drop a little play action?
That's exactly what I was thinking. You know, even out of the Wishbone, you know, you can catch some guys sleeping on defense.
Bratcher, give to Mudd this
there
time.
We go.
And he's got a whole right side, hits the 40-yard line, but immediately wrapped up after the 40, got to the 41. I thought he'd get a little bit more space. Gains about 5 yards up to the 42, though, on the run for Mudd. And it'll bring up third down, and we're going to say about 7 or 8.
Yeah, Sam, on that run, it looked like Mudd had some space outside to get outside and maybe make something happen there. But McLean County did a good job of closing in.
You in 4 down here?
I think so. I think I would be. I don't know. That last punt was a great punt. You know, you could pin them maybe inside the 10-yard line here. But I think it depends on how we do here. You know, if it's a short 4th, maybe.
We'll go in the gun. Mudd to the right now of Bratcher. 2 wide receivers on each side. 3rd down and 7 for Grayson. And whistle blown, and I think, did we have offside? We did. That'll help.
All right, let's go. That was huge, Sam.
That'll help.
I did see a flinch from our offensive line, but I think it was as a result of the hard count there, drawing McLean County off, and our guy flinching as a result. So glad that went our way.
And now I think you've got almost the entire playbook. You turned 3rd and 7 into 3rd and a long 2.
Yeah.
Because now you're definitely in 4-down territory unless you have a big loss. I think.
I think so, too.
Let's see what they draw up here. Brian Jones gives the play call to his senior quarterback, Jake Bratcher. 6-0. 34.1 seconds left first quarter.
You know, Sam, and this is even a spot where you give it to your big fullback here, Ethan Mudd. Just say, go get it, big dog.
Mudd's to the right of Bratcher. Trips near side, 1 right side. Ball placed in the far hash. And McLean jumped again. That should be a first down.
Yep.
Let's see. It is.
Great discipline by Cougar offense as well, Sam.
And hey, you'll take a first down. when you have as much injuries as Grayson has, you'll take a first down however you can get them.
Listen, we'll take those 5 yards every time.
1st and 10, Grayson now onto the McLean County side of the field for the first time tonight from the 48. Shot play here, maybe?
Yeah, why not? You just crossed the 50. It's open, and that's one thing we talked about. The seam is open. The way that their safeties are playing back.
Hall to the right side. It's a toss play. High side to Buster. He hits the hole and is immediately dropped on the play. Dropped down by McLean County's Riley Walker. He'll carry it to the 46-yard line, and that will probably be the final play of the first quarter. You can give Buster, actually they're going to say the 45. You can give Buster 3 on the run. McLean leads Grayson 6-0 at the end of 1. This is Cougar football on K105.
Midway Pharmacy is your trusted local partner in health and wellness, offering free delivery so you never have to worry about picking up your medications. The friendly staff knows you by name and is always ready to assist you. Living and raising our families in the same community, they understand your needs. With a wide range of services and personalized care, Midway Pharmacy is here to make your life easier and healthier. Visit or call any countywide location today of Midway Pharmacy.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
They trail McLean County 6-0 as we start the second quarter of action. Jake, I think you're starting to see some momentum build for Grayson on this drive here on their third drive of the game.
You are, Sam. One thing that we talked about off air right there was McLean County's defense keeps creeping up closer and closer. Great time for a little play action, maybe.
2nd and 7. Out of the eye. Mudd, the fullback. Buster is the deep back. And it is Bratcher rolling out far side. Little option run, and Bratcher's dropped. Doesn't work. Aiden Bolden drops Jake Bratcher. It was a triple option look, and Bratcher took it out to that far side, and he's dropped for a big loss on the play.
Sam, I don't know if he had the option to pitch there. He had a window that he could have pitched and decided to tuck it. Maybe should have pitched that one.
Lost 6.
Yeah, there was some space out there. Now you put yourself in a tough spot.
That momentum that you just claimed, you just lost some of it right there.
Right.
But you can get it back with a 8-yard gain.
Yeah, you can. And now we really are in that spot that you see Coach Jones go for, on 4th down. It's 4-down territory if we get up there close.
So you're probably looking at getting maybe a 6 or a 7-yard play here and just make 4th down a little easier. Buster shifts, and the Cougars are all sorts out of sorts, and Jones is going to have to take a timeout now, and that's probably not going to be a fun huddle to be in. Run down a score, too, from around the region as we look around. Glasgow leads Monroe County 7-3 at the half. Bowling Green and Scott County, big 5A game happening today, tied at 14 at the end of the first quarter. Hart County on top of Caverna, 19-14 end of the first quarter. Franklin Simpson leads Lafayette 28-7. Those are some of the scores that I see on this side. We'll pop over. I got multiple outlets here. We've got a broadcasters group chat now, Jake.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
See, the funny thing is, you can see, I don't know who, all of these numbers are not saved, so I don't know who all these people are, but we're all sharing score updates there. Butler County leads Todd County 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Hancock leads Ohio 14-0 end of the first quarter. Lexington Catholic leads Boyle County 17-7 at the end of the third quarter.
Oh, wow.
Boyle County they haven't lost a regular season game in, I think, since Bill Clinton was president. Probably feels like that.
Definitely does. They've got such a powerhouse program out there.
3rd and long for Grayson at midfield. They need to get the ball down to the 38. Bratcher rolls out near side, being chased, dumps it off. It passes caught by Buster at the 45-yard line, turns back upfield at the 40. He's hit from behind, and it gets him the first down. The tackler came from behind. That was Hunter Stratton. He shouldn't have done it, because if he wouldn't have, I think Buster would have been stopped short. First down, Cougars.
Great execution there, Sam. Great rollout by Jake Bratcher, and just dumping it off to your guy. And he had some space there and made the most of it.
15-yard gain to Jamison Buster. We've called his name quite a bit early. I love the play call from Jones as well.
I do, too, and I think that's what we've seen early, this year is Jake Bratcher, once he can get comfortable on that rollout pass, he's doing a pretty good job of connecting with his receivers.
I formation, receiver on each side, first down and 10, run Buster, left side hits the 35, gets to the 30, and that's where he's dropped. Nice gain for Buster. Gain of about 6 down to the 30, and that momentum we talked about that left on the loss, it's coming back.
Yeah, Sam, and that was a great job there by Ethan Mudd, getting out to the outside, sealing that defensive end, and then pushing up to the linebacker so Buster could take that to the next level.
2nd and 4 for Grayson. Placed from the McLean 30-yard line on the far hash. Remaining with the eye. Run Buster. Stiff arms one tackler, and this is going to come back because of hold. Buster's going to get it down right now to the 25, which would be a first down, but this will probably be a hold. Don't say it, Jake.
It's bad because we just keep shooting ourselves in the foot. We would have had a first down right there.
And now you're 2nd and long. Don't say it. We're seeing it. Don't say it.
I'm not saying anything.
Roger Lush is watching in the comments, and he got scolded big by saying a word that we don't mention on this broadcast. Our director, when we went to break, he looked at me and he said the word, and I think he almost has to put money in the swear jar over here.
Sam, I like that. I think everyone is keeping their head down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep our eyes on the field, not on the weather.
Nope. 2nd and 14. 2 on each side. Mudd shifts to the left side of Bratcher in the gun. Senior quarterback Jake Bratcher. And that took a long time, and
I think that was on us.
What is he doing here? Dead ball, false start. And listen, the penalties really starting to add up here on Grayson.
Yeah, Sam, I think that was on the left side of our line over there. I saw it. We're probably trying to go back with the hard count, and that's what I mentioned when we got those to go in our favor earlier. It takes such discipline because you're so used to hearing whatever that cadence is ready, go, and your body just automatically – wants to go.
What was your do you remember it, what you said?
We had so many different ones from time to time. We would go ready, go, and then if we had the hard count, we would just repeat. So ready told everyone to get ready, of course.
Second down and long. Bratcher in the gun, Mudd to his left, 2 on each side. Bratcher looks like he might be setting up a screen. Instead, he's going to float it downfield looking for Shane Hall, and it's incomplete. It's out of bounds. He had Hall. The ball was well out of bounds, though.
Is there some laundry on the field out there?
Is there?
Yes.
And that's in the vicinity of a potential hold. And that's going to turn second and long into second and what's longer than long?
Let's see, which way are we going?
Well,
are we going
yeah,
north
it's a
here?
decision here for McLean. Do you decline this?
Yeah, because you're going third down. I mean, that's a great point. A lot of times, the coaches will pull out a trick play if you give them.
They will. They're going to accept it.
I think it's a smart call there.
So to remain second down, this ball is now going to move back to the 45 of Grayson. The ball needs to get to the 27. What is that, third and 32? Or second and 32? I think it's still second down.
That's what I was going to say, too. I think the marker on the far side is off. It still should be second down, I believe.
Oh, or did they decline it? Maybe they decided to decline it.
Okay.
It looks like they did. Okay. So instead of second down and 32, it's third and 22. I don't really know that there's that much of a difference in that, but we'll find out. Grayson needs to get it down. Toss play, Buster, near side, 45, and he's tripped up. Nice tackle by Aiden Bolden. As Buster hit the line of scrimmage, and it was a really smart play by Bolden just to go low, and Grayson probably be forced to punt here.
Yeah,
44,
Sam, looks like
this is fourth down, and I think, you got to punt this.
Yeah, you got to punt this, and this is a thing where you bring your offense over and say, okay, guys, we have got to start blocking. We got to start making some lanes, and one thing that we talked about is controlling the line of scrimmage, and we're not doing that right now on offense.
Here comes the punt. Bolden stands back. Beasley had a beautiful punt last time. Another good one. Bolden goes back. That might be too good. Bolden's going to watch it bounce, but it's going to be down inside the 5-yard line. Standing there to grab it was Weston Ford. Yes. Down at the 4-yard line. What a punt of 40 yards for Lane Beasley.
Sam, and a lot of times what people don't understand is what a good punt like that does for you. That is keeping points off of the board a lot of times because now they've got, 96 yards to go if they're on the 4-yard line. I mean, just making it tougher on McLean County's offense. And then also, if we stop them, maybe we can get good field position and get the ball back before halftime.
And those big uglies up front, you better believe they're frothing at the mouth right now, aren't they?
Oh,
those defensive linemen, they're saying, oh, boy, this is when we love it. But with a team like McLean who does so much trick that you really got to be careful here because you have the wrong assignment, and this is 96 the other way.
Right, Sam. And, oftentimes McLean County, a team like that, they want you to get upfield because they're already gone.
It's a run for Bolden. He goes right side, and right on cue, he hits a hole. Far side has one man to beat. Shane Hall up the far sideline, runs up the sideline, and the sideline ends up taking him out of bounds, crossing the 30-yard line. Huge gain for Aiden Bolden. It was nothing special about that play. It was just a quarterback sweep far side. Bolden runs out of bounds. Let's see where they'll place this.
Yeah, touchdown save and push out of bounds there.
To the 27. That is a gain of 23 yards on it. And listen, it was one of those that Shane Hall did the right thing because the best defender on the field is the sideline.
Exactly.
You can't get a penalty on him.
It makes 10 out of 10 tackles.
Yep, and he's never going to get a penalty.
Right.
First down and 10 for McLean. Cougar defense needs to stop here in the worst kind of way.
Need a stop. Need to just settle in here.
Misdirection. Handoff near side. Stratton, and he's dropped. Big tackle down the near side. That play was made by Camden Cornwell, I believe. Yes, it is Cornwell who's wearing 55 tonight. Beautiful read, gain of only 1. Well, actually, it's a gain of 3.
Great job there by Cornwell, filling that gap and making that tackle.
Tristan Brooks back in as the nose tackle on this play. He missed last week's game with an injury, but is back tonight. Just another rotational piece on that defensive line, which is really important. 7:13 and counting left first half, 6-0. McLean leads Grayson. Been a rock fight so far.
Yeah, so far.
Direct snap, Bolden, he bobbles it, gives it to Gill on the sweep far side. He breaks a tackle there in the backfield. He's up the far sideline, first down and more, and he trips on the pavement over there. Hopefully Gill is okay. Appears that he is. That pavement will get you here at Grayson County High School, but that'll move the chains. First down for Jacoby Gill on the run. Let's see where they'll place this officially. Up to the 43-yard line, gain of 13 yards.
Sam, and that's one, I'm sure Coach Embry is just screaming across there, contain, contain, contain.
42-yard line is where it goes, so it's a gain of 12 on the run for Gill. And I think that's the thing. When McLean's tried to go up the middle, they haven't had success. When they've tried to go outside, they're having a lot of success. That's just where they're outnumbering you on that outside.
Right, yeah, they're sending all these blockers outside. Here they go.
Quarterback sweep play. Near side comes Bolden. He makes a stiff arm tackle in the backfield. This one's going to come back, though, presumably. The head ref throws a penalty. Bolden carries it up to the 45-yard line, but that penalty is thrown in the vicinity of a hold. At least you would assume that is the call.
Uh-oh. Kincaid's down there.
And are they going to call? Yep. Looks like we are going to have a lightning delay. Yep, the lightning is happening, and they are going to call us off the field. So with 6 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first half, Jake, it's all on Simon here. He said the word in the booth. He said the word in the booth, and oh my goodness. So it is a delay here because of lightning on the field. I can say it now because it's actually happened. So with 6 minutes and 34 seconds remaining, there is a penalty that happened, and there was a big flash over there on the far side. This storm is south right now. It is not currently raining at Cougar Stadium, but there is a penalty on the play. It's probably going to be first down and long for McLean. We'll take a break, and we're going to come back with a little bit more and figure out what we're going to do. Again, we are in a lightning delay, 6 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the first half, as this is Cougar football on K105.
When you give blood, you give life. And when you give life, you change lives. Make a life-saving impact by donating blood with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, your hometown partner. As the sole supplier of blood products needed in Grayson County, your donation ensures a stable and adequate blood supply for you, your family, friends, and your neighbors. You are the hero when you give. Feel the power of community and compassion in every drop. Give life and change lives with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center. Life is on the line.
Paying for your student's college can feel overwhelming. Scholarships and grants help, but they might not cover everything. That's where the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan comes in. With competitive low interest rates and no application, late, or other fees, the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan offers a smooth and affordable solution. Owned and managed by a state-based nonprofit lender, we're committed to helping families like yours. Apply today and take the next step in supporting their dreams. Visit KentuckyAdvantageLoan.com or call 800-988-6333 to learn more.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where we are currently under a lightning delay. As right now it is not raining here at Grayson County High School. As I look, I mean, it's not, Jake, is it?
I don't see anything out there yet. And, it was the lightning. I know there's a lot of different ways to call lightning or different kinds. Staying in the clouds. I didn't see any really come down. Did you? One. Okay.
But right after they called the delay, it went down.
Okay.
And that is a problem.
Yeah.
And so because of that, we are under a delay. The delay started at about 7:36, which would mean that we would be set at 8:06 to return. Yeah. I mean, this stinks because you were starting to get some momentum, but I think for Grayson, this is probably coming at a good time.
It is. I think you can, Coach Jones is going to use this as an opportunity to go back, get his guys in the locker room. Let's get our heads straight. This is something that we had a game plan coming in, and I think he could probably say we're not living up to that game plan that we had for this game. So great opportunity, take advantage of it, and just use this for your own good.
Well, we're not going to sit here and talk for the next 30 minutes. We've got probably a lot of hot air to give. I mean, I could ask you about the Cowboys season this year. I could talk about the Bengals, but I don't think our listeners really want to hear that. We're not going to talk about Simon's team. At least he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that lanyard on my table, does he? Doesn't need to touch my stuff. Did you see his lanyard?
No.
It's like a. In like Harry Potter where some things like burn them?
Oh, yeah.
I can't get that close to me. My goodness. Oh, man.
Steelers.
Oh, it's awful. If it gets close to me, it might start burning my skin or something. So if you're watching with us, we're just going to go to a wide camera and we'll keep you posted. If you're listening on K105, we're going to give you back to some music. We're going to let you jam out to some good tunes there, and we will keep you updated. If you follow us on Twitter, we will let you know when we expect this game to come back. But again, right now, I would assume probably a little after 8. Grayson County trails this game 6-0 with 6 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. So we're going to take another break, and when we come back, you're going to, whoa, there was a big one there. That was a big one. That one didn't look too good. So we're going to bring our crew down in, making sure they're all inside. I think they are. If not, we're going to make sure we do, and doing that to keep everybody safe. So again, we're going to take a break, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have some football. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Struggling with mortgage debt from COVID? Team Kentucky can help. If you restructured your home loan and deferred payments to the end of your mortgage, you may qualify for up to $60,000 in assistance to pay off that debt. Help is also available for other COVID-related hardships if you meet income guidelines. Apply today at www.protectmykyhome.org. This ad is sponsored by Kentucky Housing Corporation, the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Go back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley joined now.
I crave adventures that spark joy and create memories. Sailing the seas with Royal Caribbean or exploring the magic of Disney parks. And with your global getaway, my dreams are expertly crafted. From all-inclusive Caribbean resorts to tailor-made itineraries, Mark turns wanderlust into reality. Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary?
Your global getaway. Expertise in unforgettable vacations. Call Mark at 270-296-0106 or visit yourglobalgetaway.com. Start living your travel dreams today.
Yes, start living your travel dreams today.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Welcome back. They hear our voices again, Jake. If you're in your car here at Grayson County High School waiting for a game, time to come back. As they're getting ready to start here in a couple of minutes. We had a delay of, let's see how long that was, Jake, 55-ish minutes. It was the delay here, but we are about ready to play. I know for a fact that the Cougars were watching some film during the break, and what do you think Coach Jones was telling them?
Well, first of all, what a time to be alive. To get to go in there and break down what we've seen so far. I think to go back is controlled the line of scrimmage is probably a big emphasis. We had some drives there with our offense, too, that we started to see gain some momentum, and then we started shooting ourselves in the foot. And in order to win this game, we've got to eliminate those silly penalties.
We did have a big moment, too. It's happening right now in the booth. Our director today, Simon Drain, is having his first Cougar Band pork chop sandwich. And, Jake, as we said, I don't think he really believed the hype we were saying, but, Simon, it's good, isn't it? He says, absolutely. But I'm a little butthurt, Jake. Simon got one for free, but I think they charged us triple when we walked down there.
I think so, too. Simon snuck in the back door there, and they gave him one for free. Living up to the hype,
I guess clearly he's a bigger name here than I am. I thought my 8th year I'd finally get to that round, but no, they gave me one at the fair, so we're good. Alrighty, time for us to play football. If you just joined us, McLean leads 6-0. They got the ball with 6 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first half. We are going to have a 10-minute halftime as well here today, so that'll throw a wrench into some of our coverage at halftime. We probably won't even do much of a halftime at all. We'll probably do right into our Cougar Conversations. Good Cougar Conversations coming today. Mason Parker, Jake. He is a 2021 Grayson County alum who currently works as a dialogue editor in L.A.
Oh, wow.
And you'll definitely want to go watch this one on YouTube, the full one. He tells a story about when he met Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban.
That sounds like a great one.
Very interesting conversation. So it'll be 1st down and 17 for McLean County. They'll have the ball on their own 35-yard line. They lead 6-0, 6 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first half. The McLean County Cougars have the ball from right to left. It's a run up the middle for Hunter Stratton. It's a shoestring tackle up to the 41-yard line, gain of 6 yards for Stratton. It's really the first time McLean has had success running the ball straight up the middle.
Yeah, Sam, that was one of the things you and I were able to talk about a little bit was their success seemingly had been coming from the outside runs, and as you said, that was one of the first times we'd seen them really gain anything right up the middle. So need to make sure our defense stays alert here.
Again, the lightning delay was just a little under an hour. McLean leads 6-0. They scored a touchdown with 8:48 remaining in the first quarter after Grayson fumbled on their second play, gave great field position, and McLean scored a 1-yard touchdown run. That's the only scoring that we have. Man in motion. It's a handoff up the middle. The run carries it up to the 45-yard line, gain of 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 7 for McLean. As I think it was the run was given to Ward.
Sam, and this turns into a big 3rd down here for our Cougar defense to make a stand. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't 4-down territory.
I would think so. Their defense is playing well.
Mm-hmm. Our offense has struggled to keep drives going. So big 3rd down here to try to keep their offense off of the field.
3rd and long for McLean. We'll say about 7. They need to get the ball to the Grayson 48. Quarterback run. Bolden tries to get the edge, and he slips past that tackle up near the 1st down marker. He's going to be – ooh, that is a very generous spot. He might have gotten enough. I thought he was going to be a yard short. He might still be short. Let's see where the spot is. It looks like he might have enough. Bolden up that far side. He slipped past one tackler, and I think we're going to have our first measurement here tonight. Well, head official's walking. He's going to take a look at it. I don't know. It looks like he got it from our vantage point.
Yeah,
here, Jake.
it definitely looks like he got it.
But
go ahead and bring the chains out.
And they are going to bring the chains out, so we'll have to see what this is. From our vantage point, it looks like he got it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Well, on the stretch, he did not get it.
Oh, wow.
By about half a football. It'll be 4th down and inches, and Jake, I don't think there's any question.
No, I don't think there's any question. You know, our defense has really got to be ready. I think this is a similar play for McLean County. Just to get up there, load the box, probably do a tush-push quarterback sneak here.
4th down and inches for McLean County at the Grayson 48-yard line. They're loading up the box. Literally, they have 10 players in the line right now. Man in motion. It's a run for Bolden. He didn't get it at first. He might not have. It's all going to depend on the spot, but it looks like Grayson might have held Bolden. Let's see.
What a stand, Sam.
If he only needed about 3 inches. Oh, and it looks like they're giving him that. Wow, if that's the spot, that's generous.
It was, Sam. He ran right into the back of one of his offensive linemen and then got wrapped up by the Cougars.
1st down, McLean. That is a and Brian Jones is upset, and honestly, Jake, I don't blame. That's a very generous spot.
He's calling. Let's talk about this. That was a generous spot. Yeah,
1st down, and Brian Jones is calling a timeout to yell as the near side official had it short, and it should have been his call, Jake, because the ball came to the near side.
Exactly, Sam, and as he's talking to the white hat here, the head official, he's trying to explain that to him that is his call to make down here. Because we may look back at this being a game-changing play, as close of a game as this is.
It is, and that's exactly what Brian Jones is trying to explain, is said, when the ball comes to the near side of the field, and right now this is not a one-sided conversation. The official is giving it right back to Brian Jones here.
Well, and Sam, the reason that's important too is because this near side official had the best view, as you and I did, about where the quarterback went down.
And Jones is continuing. I love the timeout to yell at the ref. You know, it's always a great timeout call.
Yes. And he's still just giving it to him. And, you know, unfortunately, it's not something that they can reverse or change.
It's also – and he just got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And I'll tell you what, my issue with that is he was walking away. And I don't know what he said, or it's just a sideline warning. Just a warning.
Yeah. Now,
and you know what? You know what I think that also was? He's firing up his team.
Exactly. Hey, let's get something to rally around here.
If I can fight, you can fight too.
Exactly. And sometimes that's what it takes is a coach just to get his guys fired up and say, if you aren't going to fight, I'll fight.
1st and 10 for McLean County, placed on the 47-yard line of Grayson. 4:10 left first half. Jacoby Gill run right side, breaks a tackle. The first man, that's the issue with Grayson. They're getting men back there, but the first man isn't able to bring the guy down.
We're trying weak arm tackles, it looks like, Sam, and not being able to bring these guys down. There's been a few times where we've had a guy wrapped up in the backfield and they sneak out of it.
Gill gets 2. 6-0, McLean leads. 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the first half. Again, if you just joined us, you didn't miss much. We had an hour-long lightning delay just a few minutes ago that ended. And we're not the only one. Lots of lightning delays in this area. 2nd and 8. McLean again loading up the box. They have all 11 within the hashes. It's a run, Bolden, left side. This time Grayson stops. Gain of about 1 or 2. Maddox Anderson, first man in there to make contact.
Yeah, great play right there by really all the Cougar defense.
And somebody is down after the play. And that is Camden Cornwell for Grayson County. Trainer Scott Ballman is going to run out there. Cornwell is going to be helped up. Hobbling off on his own power. Cornwell, though, has been the leading tackler on Grayson County's team this year and is also filling in at guard right now for the Cougars. Not somebody that they can afford to lose on this defense, especially when they're already missing Caden Hanshaw.
Right, Sam. We hope that's maybe just got his ankle twisted up or something like that, and he's able to get back out there soon.
3rd down and, what are we going to say, about 6 for McLean. I'd love a stop for a loss here. Make this 4th down and long.
I would too, Sam. That in these 3rd and longs, they've just kind of been loading up the box and doing kind of a quarterback power. Could see him trying to do that again.
Pistol look. Man in motion. Sweet play near side, trying to find the edge. Turning upfield, sliding down at about the 41-yard line. On the run is Walker. He'll gain 3. That'll bring up 4th down, and we're going to say about 3. And this is a big play for Grayson County's defense. It's still the first half, but they need a little bit of momentum and a little burst to come onto their side.
Yeah, they do, Sam, and this is we've put ourselves in a decent position here to make this a 4th.
And McLean wants a timeout now with 2:09 left in the first half. Continue your point.
Oh, it's okay. I was just going to say it's long enough. It's not a gimme. It's not just something they can just run a sneak right up the middle on. They're going to have to talk this over and try to come up with a play. I could see them running a misdirection or something like that here.
I think they've had the most success when they've gotten outside the pocket, outside their tackles, kind of in between, the slot receiver and the right tackle, and they've just told Grayson to stop them. And Grayson's really not been able to tonight.
They haven't, and the one thing that McLean's doing a great job of is when they get outside, they've got so many blockers getting outside there and just creating running lanes, and even if it's just 3 and 4 yards at a time, has been kind of devastating to us.
Good to see the cheerleaders here today. The band, they are competing tomorrow at Washington County. Good luck to them. So they ended up calling it a night early, and plus, it's not really a good thing when there's lightning to be holding metal instruments.
Right.
Maybe not the greatest. I remember when I was in high school, we had to leave one time in a game, and I was mad. I was like, I'll get electrocuted. I don't want to leave the game.
Yeah.
4th down and 3. I think you got to go for it, too, if you're McLean. I don't think you're thinking punt at all.
No, I don't think so either.
Because your defense has played well. Now, you never know what adjustments Grayson County could make during the hour-long halftime. Even though it really wasn't halftime, it was
Sure felt like it, didn't it?
2/5 time or something, 40% time. 4th down and 3. Bolden looks like he's going to pass. He's rolling out. He's got a lane to run if he wants. Turns, throws, and it is caught. 1st down, McLean County up the far sideline. And it is Osborne, the catch and run. 1st down, McLean.
Yeah, Sam, and caught our defense sleeping. He had a guy deep, too, that was wide open. Decided to check down there to that mid-level route and connected with his guy and converted for the 1st down there.
13 yards. That's a backbreaker for Grayson. And those are those tough plays for a defender because you don't want to go at the quarterback because he can do that, but you don't want to drop back because then he can run.
Right.
It's a lonely place to be. 1st and 10. 2:02 remaining 1st half. 6-0 McLean leads. Bolden run right side. He goes right up the middle, breaks a tackle, breaks through. He's across the 1st down marker, down across the 20. Looks like down to about the 16 to the 17-yard line. Camden Cornwell still being worked on the table over to the right side. It looks like Scott is working on taping him. That will move the chains for a 1st down to the 18. 10 yards on the run for Bolden.
Sam, and the Cougar defense needs to wake up here and not fall asleep. This is a big possession with a minute 40 or so left until halftime because McLean gets the ball.
The 2-for-1 is absolutely in play here for McLean. 1st down and 10. Bolden under center. Gill goes in motion from the near side to the high side. They'll give it to Stratton, right side. He's wrapped up.
Great job.
Cowan in there on the tackle for Grayson County. First man to hit him, and that's one of the best plays defensively for Grayson they've made in a while. And actually, he got a little bit more than I thought. They're going to give him 3 down to the 15.
Yeah, Sam, and actually here the clock is becoming our friend. We need to just let those seconds keep ticking off the clock there.
McLean has 1 timeout remaining. If you could get a stand here, that's big momentum going into the abridged halftime. Run, Bolden near side, trying to find the edge, and he runs up the near sideline, dives towards the pylon, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown, McLean County, 15-yard touchdown run by Bolden, and that is not what you wanted.
Yeah, Sam, you know what's funny is that actually looks like, if you remember UK, University of Kentucky a few years back when they had Lynn Bowden out there, is just a quarterback power, and you just load everybody out, get all of your blockers going one way, and it's really hard to defend.
And Bolden, I don't know that he was touched.
No, not until that last bit right there as he dove into the end zone.
We'll come up here. It'll be a 2-point conversion attempt. They did not get it their first time. We'll see if they can get it the second time with 47.4 left. First half, bad snap. Bolden goes back to get it. He catches it off the bounce. He's going to throw it up into the end zone, and it is incomplete, I believe. It is incomplete. That ball bounced up into the air, and I think I saw, if you're a Grayson County player, just throw that thing into the turf.
Yeah, just slap
interception
that
really does nothing for you.
No, just slap that thing down. Make sure you don't give McLean an opportunity to catch that.
So there's 47 seconds. This is where you really need a good return.
You really do, and this is one to where if you just break one, you get up here, get us some kind of decent field position where maybe we can get some points on the board before halftime. And honestly, Sam, even just stringing a good few plays together, if we can only get a few plays in, something to kind of boost morale and momentum going into this short halftime.
Jamison Buster has been prone to a good return, and I think that's exactly what the doctor ordered right now. But I think, you know who else knows that? Probably McLean County. They're probably not going to kick it to him.
Probably so.
And I'll be interested as how aggressive Brian Jones is. Here comes the kick. And they're going to give him a chance. Nope, it's going to be McAllister that'll catch it at the 18, and he drops it. He's going to pick it up at the 20-yard line. McAllister to the 25, to the 30. He's got space down the near side, 40, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Making something out of nothing is Matthew McAllister, and that opens up an opportunity because, as we need to remember, what does Grayson County have in their back pocket as well? Not one, but 2 kickers.
That's right.
And the wind was really swirling into their face. Right now it is still blowing, but it's not as strong as it was. What are you doing here? To the 46 is where Grayson has it.
You know, here I think it's like we've said, Jake Bratcher does a good job of passing when he rolls out. You may just tell him, if it's not there, throw it away. But give him an opportunity here to roll out and see if we can catch something.
Yeah, throw it to Jason Kincaid on the sideline.
Exactly.
1st and 10 from their own 47 is Grayson. Bratcher in the gun. Bratcher to pass. Steps up in the pocket, over the middle, and it is incomplete.
Pass interference.
Is not. Wow.
Yeah, that was early. You can hear the crowd saying that was an early.
Yep, that's a bad call,
contact.
Jake. Yep. Bryce Abersold was there, and before the ball came, he was pushed in the back, and the Grayson County faithful are none too happy. That's now back-to-back calls gone against the Cougars, and that would have been a 15-yard penalty as well. Not in the NFL where it's a spot foul, but would have made this a lot easier. Good ball by Jake, though.
It's a great ball, and, you know, Sam, what's surprising is that ref was right there, and I feel like easily could have made that call.
He should have made the call. 2 on each side. Bratcher in the gun, 2nd down and 10. And McLean jumps. They're going to call that one.
That's kind of one of those you wish you would have. We could have maybe snapped it, done the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Or Brian Jones said, hey, can we just trade that for the pass interference instead?
Right. Can we get 15 there?
Now, the one downside to that is that the clock runs on plays like that, though. So
right.
It's the, you know, if it's a touchdown, it works great. But if it's an incomplete, then you're losing a play and losing time, which is your best friend. It is in positive territory, though, now. Bratcher rolls out near side, and he's going to do exactly what we mentioned, Jake, and he's going to throw that one towards the trainer's table.
That was almost towards Kincaid. You called it earlier.
If we would have reached out there long enough, maybe we could have caught that, right?
Maybe got it.
I'd probably thrown him back out in the process, but 3rd down and 5 for Grayson. I do believe it is 3rd down, not 2nd. I am correct in saying that.
Yeah, the 1st down was the incompletion.
There it is, 3rd down and 5. They have changed it now. 27.2. You do want to be careful here, though, because you don't want to give McLean the ball back.
Right. You know, they probably got some kind of trick play up their sleeve, too. You don't want to give them any chances for some kind of fluke play.
Trips left, 1 near side. 3rd down and 5 for Grayson. Bratcher, 3-step drop.
Goodness.
Pressure coming from Reynolds and sacks him in the backfield, Jake Bratcher. And that will probably bring us to the end of the first half of play. I can't imagine. McLean, if I'm McLean, I call timeout. I make Grayson punt it.
And just bring the house, try to block the punt, because
they've shown last week they had issues with long snapping, and McLean will not appear to do it. They're just going to take a 12-0 lead to the half, and that is it. So we head to the half. Grayson County trails this game 12-0 at the half. This is Cougar football on K105.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Cougar football on K105.
Cougars trail this game 12-0 at the half. We are making a bridged halftime show. So what we're going to do is we're not going to waste any time, Jake. We'll come back, maybe have a few minutes to talk after. We're going to jump into our Cougar Conversation segment. We're going to talk to Mason Parker. He's a dialogue specialist in Hollywood right now, and he's a Grayson County alum. Really fascinating conversation. Highly recommend that one, going back and watching the full version on our YouTube channel that will be posted tomorrow. Again, your score at the half, McLean leads Grayson 12-0. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Welcome back to Cougar Conversations here as it's the halftime show of Grayson County football on K105. We got a very special guest here for today. As I'm Sam Gormley, now joined by Grayson County High School alum Mason Parker. Mason, what's going on? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So I always I don't know if you know Judge Executive Kevin Henderson, but he always has a question. And I know this is probably not just his question, but it's one that I've heard him ask multiple people, especially when I bring our crew around. He points at him and he asks the question, who's your family? So he asks that just to see, okay, I know the kid, but I probably know your parents better. So Mason, I ask you now, who's your family so people that are listening can figure out, oh, I know Mason.
Yeah, so my dad is Mr. Parker, the principal of the middle school. You probably know him. I feel like everyone in the county does. And then my mom is a retired elementary school teacher. She taught at Wilkie, so long line of teachers for parents.
No, that's great. My mom is a retired educator as well, so I know exactly what that's like. Today, you live and work in Los Angeles as a dialogue editor. Now, I guarantee someone today is listening and they're saying, you're a what? So to them, what do you say? What is a dialogue editor?
Okay, so this is the big question. So basically, I work in post-production sound for film and TV, which is, it has nothing to do with the production of things. So if you think of things that are shot on sets and shoots and stuff like that, and being with actors, I'm not doing any of that. I'm on the back end of everything. And basically what specifically what a dialogue editor does in my job is we get all of the production sound. So that was, you have lavs and booms and mics and stuff on set to record the actors and their performance. And we get all of that and we have to clean it up basically because film sets are very noisy. I don't know if people realize how noisy they can be. Obviously, if you're shooting outside and it's, windy or it's rainy, we have to combat all of these noises. And yeah, I think that a lot of people think that, you just stick a boom pole up in someone's face and, it's clean and crisp and ready to go. But for on my end of things, we have to take out people's mouth clicks and pops and smooth out room tone, which is, making sure, different shots sound good together and they flow, because really all we're trying to do is bring a director's vision to life. And anything that's distracting to the audience or sounds unnatural is not good.
Let's take you back to Grayson County High School. I know you graduated in 2021. We always like to give our guests an opportunity to name drop maybe a teacher or two or a staff member that really had a big impact on you. Is there anybody that comes to mind for you? And it doesn't even need to be at Grayson County High School. This could be at the elementary, at middle, and you can't say your dad.
Yeah, I feel like I have to shout out my mom and dad because I both had them as teachers. I think that obviously, as band directors, Mr. and Miss Bell at the high school really, pushed me, and they're some of the finest educators I've ever been around because they know how to teach, they know what to put in front of you, and I feel like they saw a lot of potential in me and they made sure that I wasn't going to waste any of that. And yeah, they always pushed me.
Last question for you. And it might be the hardest one to answer because I know that sometimes I even struggle answering questions like this, and it's what's next? What is next for you? What do you hope the next 5 or 10 years look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly sure. I'm still getting my footing here in Los Angeles, and still meeting people and finding a good friend group and a good community and stuff, which is a little bit harder than you would think in a city this big. But I think that I want to continue like in this craft and just get better at my skills and practice every day. And it's like anything else, just baby steps to the big goal, which I guess the big goal would be working at a studio like Warner Bros. or Universal or Disney. And that's in this field, it can take 10, 15, 20 years. It's a long process, and you've got to be able to weather that storm. And definitely through things like COVID, and we had the writers' strike a couple years ago, which is we're still feeling some effects of that from that. But I think that for me, it's just just finding something that will always push me, and finding something that I have a passion for, and whether it's dialogue editing or maybe something else in audio, or I can't tell you what my life's gonna look like in 10 years. I wish I could, but I think that the most important thing for me is to like feel at peace about something, and also feel that need to like, hey, I want to get up and get better at this, and feel like I've done something.
I love it. Well, hey, I know I can speak for most of Grayson County now and saying, we're cheering for you. Good luck. We're proud, and really excited to see what the future can hold. And maybe in 5 or 10 years we have you back on the segment and you're working audio for the newest. I don't even know. I see you got Monsters Inc. back there. Maybe you're working the next Pixar movie or something like that. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Thank you.
We're looking forward to it. This has been our halftime segment for Cougar Conversations. We'll come back as the halftime show continues after this.
Hi, I'm Bob with Hometown Hangout Sports Pub and Grill. You might have noticed we don't have fancy decor or celebrity chefs. It's true. We've ignored the trend of upscale dining and extravagant renovations. That gets pretty expensive, And in the end, it's the customer who pays for those upgrades. Not at Hometown Hangout. Our guests come to us for one thing, to have a great time. Whether you're with the family, the whole team, or just friends, you'll love our fun atmosphere, exciting games, and great food. Hometown Hangout on West White Oak. See you after the game.
Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a future designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMaster for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at SOHD.info.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars trail 12-0 at the half. Sam and Jake back with you. And Jake, first off, great conversation with Mason Parker. Again, remember to go onto our YouTube channel tomorrow and hear the full-length conversation. It was one of those when I was editing the interview. It was hard for me to not leave all of it in. And I almost wish I would have, because we could have kept it and I'd have played it all during the lightning break.
Yeah.
We could have just had the best of Cougar Conversation segment, and it would have been some really interesting talks there. But right now, Grayson is in their second halftime because we had the lightning delay. What do you think Jones is telling them?
Hey, guys, you got to lock in. I feel like for this first half and then the weather delay, we got to lock in, and we really have to dig deep in order to win this second half.
Onside kick to start the second half?
I love it. Something. I mean, let's do something here to throw them off. We've had some success. McLean may be looking for that because – their coach is going to know we're going to be looking for any spark that we can get just to try to get things rolling.
But you got to do something because right now, nothing. You have it. I mean, Grayson has had the ball. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Or no, yes, 4 times. And they had the ball there at the end, but really they haven't had the ball in an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's a long time, so we get that little possession there at the end where you're just trying to make something happen. But, let's – number one, got to have a good stand with our defense. If we don't, recover an onside kick, let's get our offense back out on the field and see what we can do.
Second half's next. Cougars trail 12-0. Here is this Cougar football on K105.
Midway Pharmacy is your trusted local partner in health and wellness, offering free delivery so you never have to worry about picking up your medications. The friendly staff knows you by name and is always ready to assist you. Living and raising our families in the same community, they understand your needs. With a wide range of services and personalized care, Midway Pharmacy is here to make your life easier and healthier. Visit or call any countywide location today of Midway Pharmacy.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Okay, time to see if I got it.
Yes!
It is my honor to welcome you to the class of 2029. This is your t-shirt. Congratulations and welcome to the Big Blue Nation.
Everyone deserves a bright future. Find your future at futurity.org.
Cougar football on K105.
Here we go. Back to start the second half of play. Grayson trails McLean 12-0. If you just joined us and you're like, wait a second, it is 9:07 p.m. and it's the second half? Yeah, we had about an hour lightning delay in this game. It didn't rain a drop. If it did, it rained one drop. It didn't really rain at all. But this is a decision here. We talked about it in the break. Onside kick. Are you doing it if you're Brian Jones here?
I think you have to. You and I got to toss back and forth whether here you do the onside kick or you just kick it as deep as you possibly can. You know, Coach Jones spent a little bit of extra time right there, maybe saying, hey, guys, let's execute this.
Let's see if they have both kickers out there, and they do. They have both Lane Beasley and Evan Hasty out there. Maybe they've got a fake onside kick in there. And the biggest thing is you look, the hands team is some linemen there for McLean.
There's an opportunity there.
You got Coakley straight ahead. As let's see what it is. Hasty and Beasley. The whistle is blown. I think they're doing it, Jake. Let's see. Whistle's blown. Right hand is in the air. Hasty. It is a fake onside kick. Well,
let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
it's up there. Get on it. Yeah.
Jamison Buster.
Wow.
No, it's not Buster that recovers it. It's Weston Ford. Took a great bounce. Weston Ford ran down there and grabbed it. Play of the game so far for Grayson, and even better, they get good field position.
Sam, that was perfectly executed, too. Great job. Great call by Coach Jones. As you said, probably going to go down as the play of the game so far. Now let's execute.
I know it's like this is why people tune in because they get the great analysis like this, Jake, but you got to score here. It's, you know, but you do. You just because you go down here and you score, momentum is completely on your side.
Exactly. It boosts morale. It's going to boost the sideline. It's going to boost the fans. And shout out to all the fans who stuck around, too. There's still a great crowd here.
Here we go. First down and 10 in the gun. Goes Bratcher. Running back to his left. Two wide receivers on each side. Bratcher looks to set up a slant. It's caught by Mudd at the 30-yard line. He stutters in the backfield. Carries tacklers up and down near the 26-yard line. Catch and run for Ethan Mudd. Down to the 26, gain of about 7 yards.
Yeah, Sam, and that was such a great route just by Mudd, just like a little 5 or 6 yard hitch route where he just gets right there, sets down, says, hey, I'm right here, Jake Bratcher, 3-step drop, throws it to him. And this is what we have to do to get McLean County to spread out a little bit so then we can run the football because they're creeping everybody all the way up, just loading the box.
If you can't pass, you're not going to be able to run the ball.
Right.
Unless you're Army or Navy.
Yeah.
And those are different kind of boys up there. In the gun, Mudd. Actually, it's a direct snap to Mudd. He takes it himself, left side, Wildcat for Grayson County. Mudd carries it across the 20-yard line, down to about the 18, first down Cougs.
Sam, and you know what is great? I commend Coach Jones here. You can tell that they went into the locker room and said, okay, what are we doing different? Let's change the complete game plan. What we're doing, we're not getting any momentum, and looks like we've got
remains
Mudd
the
back.
Wildcat. Mudd has Buster to his right. Mudd, run, right side. He tries to bounce it outside. Got nowhere to go, and he's maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's one of those plays where sometimes you see a running back just keeps going and going and going instead of just turning upfield and getting one.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. That's one that,
Loss
Mudd.
of one.
Yeah, Mudd's just needs to turn upfield, try to get a couple yards, and not take a loss.
One is better than none.
Or even, one's better than a loss.
Loss of one, yeah. 2nd and 11. The Wildcat, though, I don't know that we've seen it this year, if maybe just for one play. We did, though, last year there was a game where they ran it a lot. I don't remember which one it was. Sticking with it. Mudd has Buster to his right. Now Buster's going to flip over to the left side. 2nd and 11, 12-0 McLean, under 10 minutes left here in this third quarter. Mudd fakes the handoff. He runs up the middle.
There you go.
He's got the 15-yard line. Breaks the tackle. He's down inside the 10. Ethan Mudd carrying
Still
tacklers.
going.
He's still
Let's
on
go.
his feet. Inside the 5-yard line. Let the big boy eat, Ethan Mudd.
Sam, he did a great job. Mudd did a great job just keeping his legs moving, bouncing off tacklers, going right up the middle there. Great play call, but great execution there by Mudd just to keep going and trying to fight for extra yards.
Ethan Mudd carries it down to, we're going to say, the 7-yard line. He gets 12. I thought he might have gotten a little bit more. They're going to stick with it, though. 12-0. Cougars looking for their first touchdown of the game. Mudd has Buster to his right. High snap. Mudd takes it himself. He tries to break a tackle in the backfield, and he's dropped. He ran right into the arms of big Weston Hodges, and Hodges wasn't going to let go.
Yeah, Sam, one thing that happens with the Wildcat offense is the linebackers know that Mudd's probably not going to pass it. So their first step, they're coming all the way up. Maybe he sneaks one here. Coach Jones rolls the dice. But those linebackers have definitely crept up.
But Mudd was a quarterback when he came. He can throw the ball. Mudd has Buster to his left. Mudd's going to run left. He's inside the 10-yard line. Bodies hit the deck, and Mudd, I thought he was going to, his forward progress looks like maybe to carry him down to the 6. All depend on the spot here. Kind of a weird play. It looked like he was maybe going to get it down to the 5, but then was thrown backwards. Looks like they'll say, what are we going to say, the 7?
Yeah.
It looks like about the 7. Gain of 2. 3rd down and goal from the 7. And what do you call here? Mudd again remains into the game as the Wildcat quarterback.
You know, Sam, I think that we've probably got some sort of a slot reverse out of this. Maybe they would run, maybe fake the jet sweep here. Ethan keeps it.
Buster to the left of Mudd. 3rd down and goal from the 7 for Grayson. They trail 12-0. Mudd's going to pass. Throw it.
He's there.
It is caught by Shane Hall. He's down at the 1-yard line.
You called it. You said, listen, he's a quarterback, and he showed it right there. Great play call, great execution. And
4th down and goal from the 1. And this is where you look at your offensive lineman, Jake, and you say, remember in April?
Yes.
When we were lifting?
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
You remember those 2-a-days. You remember all the work you put in. Here it is.
And if you're McLean, you're thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
And Brian Jones going to take a timeout, and I honestly think this is probably a good one, Jake. This is a huge play.
Yeah, this is one where you look all of your guys in the eyes and you say, how bad do you want it?
And how bad do they want it? We're going to find out here. 12-0. What are you calling?
You know, the one thing that you kind of eliminate a lot of times with a Wildcat offense is a Wildcat quarterback is not usually comfortable under center. So a quarterback sneak is really hard to execute, but you're really close to that QB sneak range.
This is where you almost say, hey, Trig Payne, you're 6'3". I don't know that you're putting him in a scenario like this, but you're 6'3", buddy.
Yeah, hey, and this is one I remember, running when I was able to play a little bit of quarterback is you take that snap, you look to both sides, and then you just dive forward, just almost even underneath your lineman's legs sometimes if that's all you can get, and try to cross the goal line.
Here we go, 4th down and goal. This is a huge play with 7:18 left in this third quarter. Mudd in the gun, Buster to his right. McLean loading up the box, high snap, Mudd runs right side, touchdown,
He's got it.
Grayson
Let's
County.
go.
Ethan Mudd from 1 yard out. Jake, the Cougs are right back in it.
Sam, huge play. Great perimeter blocking over here. McLean County had somebody shoot the gap early. Ethan Mudd was able to sidestep that guy, but once he did, it was wide open out here. Great blocking on the edge.
7:13 remaining in the third quarter. We have ourselves a bowl game. It'll be Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point. This season, Beasley is 3 of 4. Good snap, put down, it's long enough, and he puts it through. 12-7, 7:13 left third quarter. It's Cougar football on K105.
Dear coach. Dear coach.
Dear coach, they don't teach you that inner strength is the most important kind of strong, but you taught me that.
They don't teach you how to build confidence in yourself or how to deal with all the pressures all at once. But you taught me that.
First tee was more than golf. It's where I discovered what I'm capable of.
You didn't just prepare me for 18 holes. You were preparing me for every day of my life. Learn more at firsttee.org.
Struggling with mortgage debt from COVID? Team Kentucky can help. If you restructured your home loan and deferred payments to the end of your mortgage, you may qualify for up to $60,000 in assistance to pay off that debt. Help is also available for other COVID-related hardships if you meet income guidelines. Apply today at www.protectmykyhome.org. This ad is sponsored.
We were talking here in the break. Grayson leads 12-7, 7:13 left third quarter. Jake, you said it. You do it again?
You know, it was so well executed. That onside kick was so well executed the first time. Maybe you do.
Or is this one where you kick it as far as you possibly can and hope your defense can fend off us, gain some of this momentum that they had gotten now that you're down 12-7?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like we're going to go ahead and kick it deep. And I agree with that. Hopefully this momentum is going to be something the defense can pick up on too.
Here comes the kick. And Beasley does another one, and this time it is caught by McLean County. That one was just a short one, and the Hodges was there to grab it at the 44-yard line. I don't hate it by Jones.
No, I don't either. You know, the first one, like we said, was so well executed. That one was more of a pooch-style kick, where the first one was trying to get it to hit the ground and bounce up. A little, you know, when you kick it on the ground and try to get it to bounce, it's a little less predictable. Where that one's a pooch kick, you're just trying to get your guys there before the opposing team has a chance to catch the ball cleanly.
You know Kevin Embry very well. What was his message to his defense?
Number one, own the line of scrimmage. Take over. The linebackers have to do a better job of scraping over the top, fighting through those blocks and getting to the outside edge where McLean's had a lot of success.
1st and 10 from the McLean County 44-yard line. Fakes the handoff right up the middle. Bolden runs, and he's dropped after a pickup of about 2 yards. Lane Beasley, first man to make contact. And for that play is turned into 6, 7, 8. And right now that was 2. progress.
Exactly, Sam. That's what I was going to say is that in the first half, that was 6, 7, or 8 yards. Great job here by our backside to come in and make that tackle and make the tackle, Sam. The first guy there made the tackle. That was a problem that we saw in the first half.
You mentioned, too, when they came out from halftime, you said McLean looked like the team that was winning, Grayson looked like the team that's losing. Grayson now looks like the team that has momentum.
Yeah, got a little bit of pep in their step. You know, that was the thing. McLean was jumping up and down, and we've kind of let some air out of their sails.
McLean hasn't won here since the early 70s. 9 straight at home for Grayson. Up the middle in the run. Big hole. Breaking another tackle. Breaking a second one on the carry down across the 40-yard line. Getting down to about the 37 is Hunter Stratton on the run.
Yeah, and Sam, you know, he's a hard runner. Stratton is, and he broke some arm tackles there on the way through. We had some guys in decent position to make tackles. They just weren't able to.
17-yard gain. And right on cue, some of that momentum just shifted maroon, but it's not all the way there. Got to put a stop to this here because a touchdown is maybe a game here.
It really is. You know, we're in a spot here where we need to make a stop.
Down 12-7, 1st and 10 from the 37, and some movement on the McLean County offensive line, it looks like. Dead ball, false start.
All right, let's go. We'll take that. You know, that's something that can give us a little bit of momentum back and put them back behind the chains.
5:47 remaining third quarter, 12-7. Grayson trails McLean. This game has had a little bit of everything. A lightning delay, a shortened halftime,
early
some
fumble.
fumbles.
Yeah. Good onside kick.
It's been entertaining.
It really has.
And if you like run and gun football, you come to the right spot tonight. 1st and 15 from the 42. Gill in motion. They're going to give it to him on the sweep. He tries to hit the edge on the right side. Lane Beasley drops him. No gain. Maybe even a loss by Beasley on the tackle. Tell you, Lane Beasley is playing outstanding tonight.
He has came to play, Sam, and that was a great tackle. You know, all he had was one arm on him and seemed to somehow have enough there to bring him down.
Beasley missed all of last season. He got injured in the second scrimmage. Still wears that brace on the knee, but he is playing like a man on a mission.
Yeah, you can really tell, you know, this game, it means something to him. He's digging deep and playing really hard and with a lot of heart.
Second down, 16, 4.5 left. Third quarter, Grayson trails 12-7. Couple of nice plays by the defense. Bolden, run, left side. He hits the hole. He's across the 40-yard line, still on his feet. Crossing down the 35, down to about the 34 on the carry. Buster in on the tackle for Grayson County, but Bolden, he's not a big guy, but he runs hard.
That's what Sam, the thing that I noticed that pops about him is he hits the hole so hard. You know, and that's one of the reasons I think that he is getting these 5, 6, 7 yards every time is he is at 100% when he's hitting that hole. And he's hard to take down, even right there close.
3rd and 7, as that was a gain of 9 yards. A loss on this play would be huge.
Huge, because they're in 4-down territory.
Without question. Pistol, look. Bolden, man in motion. Handoff left side, run, hit
Great
low.
Play.
After a gain of about 1 or 2 on the handoff, I think that was Cornwell that came in and made the tackle. And he made such a good tackle that I think Hardiston is down after the play. Hopefully, as Cornwell came low, which is what you're supposed to do, and hopefully didn't hurt the knee of Hardiston.
Yeah, Sam, that was a great job there by Cornwell of jumping in there and made a great tackle. And like you said, sometimes that's kind of in that knee area, maybe lower ankle. Trainer Scott's out there taking a look at him.
So is the McLean County coaching staff, and you just got to hope that maybe it's just hit the wrong way, and sometimes, you kind of sting it a little bit. This will bring up 4th down and about 5, though, as the injured player for McLean County is number 4, JoJo Hardison. Try to see if I can't find a score or two while we're having a quick stoppage in play as we do the old scroll through here. Let's see here. Owensboro Catholic leads Apollo 28-21. 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Butler all over Todd, 32-0. The Bears are going to come in undefeated next week here to Leitchfield. Warren Central leads Allen County Scottsville early in the third quarter, 18-7. Hart County, we mentioned that game wasn't it like 19-14 against Caverna, I mentioned? 62-14, final Hart County wins. Let's see, Muhlenberg County and Edmondson. I believe that's who they're playing. Muhlenberg leads Edmondson 24-19, late fourth quarter there. Bardstown defeats John Hardin 35-13. Hancock over Ohio 48-0. Scott County and Bowling Green tied at 28 with 2 minutes left in the game. Manual and Frederick Douglass, they're tied 14-14. They're going to come back tomorrow and play that game late third quarter. Interesting. Those are a couple of the scores that I have here. Here's one. Henderson County at the end of the third quarter leads Henry Clay 19-16. That's a hike no matter which way you're driving. Scott County has defeated Bowling Green 35-28. That is a final score that has come through there. So again, the injured player is down for McLean County.
Looks like he's back up now, getting helped off the sideline by some of the coaching staff there at McLean County. And Sam, this is one of those scenarios we talk about sometimes where, you kind of have a little bit of an injury timeout. It's fourth down here. You got to make sure, if you're the Cougar defense, to say, hey, get focused. There's a huge down right here.
Fourth down and 5. Maybe even 4 here. Long 4, short 5. If you're McLean, I think you're trying to get outside here.
I think you're definitely trying to get outside. What they've had most success with is that quarterback power to the outside. They passed that last fourth down. It seemed like we loaded the box. I'm sure Coach Embry is probably saying, hey, let's just play smart, contain, watch the pass.
And the injured player was JoJo Hardison for McLean County. Gotta hope he is okay. After the tackle from Cornwell. Fourth down and 5. Fans come to Leitchfield Cougar Stadium for a big, big play here in this game. You get a stop here, and you're feeling really good.
You are.
3:21 remaining third quarter. Grayson trails 12-7. Bolden in the gun has the running back Walker to his right. Bolden will roll out far side, looking for an edge. He turns the edge. He's got the first down and more as he breaks a tackle inside the 20-yard line. We called it. We knew the exact play they were going to run. Bolden carries it down to about the 17, gain of 17 yards.
Sam, and it's just that QB power outside, and it's hard for us to defend right now and trying to get everybody to flow that way.
How do you stop it?
Well, what you'd have to do first, that defensive end out there has to string out, and he holds contain. He can't let it get outside. What's happening is he's getting just to the outside and able to cut that corner, and then they're sealing our linebacker play. We got to be able to fight through that and shoot that gap.
First and 10 for McLean County. 2.5 remaining in the third quarter. 12-7. Bolden runs right side, breaks through. Mudd takes him down near the 10-yard line. You mentioned it. Bolden just hits that hole so fast.
I mean, he was 0 to 60 within 2 yards, or his first 2 steps. And the reason it's getting tough to defend, too, is that time they had it loaded up like they were going to run to the left, and he just goes to the right side.
Let's see what it is. Second down and 5. He didn't wait that time. He just took off. McLean obviously in no rush. They're going to waste as much time as they can, knowing that Grayson passing is not their strong suit. Right. They're also without their stud running back, Caden Hanshaw, who's missing today's game with an injury. Hoping to have him back next week. Pistol look. Bolden checks his receivers. Hands it off right side. That is Stratton. He goes and he's stood up. Down at about the 6. 5-yard gain, third down, and about 1 for McLean.
And one thing I want to know, Coach Jones is a little fired up. There was some pre-snap movement there that you could have been called a false start that wasn't called, and he's still trying to yell at the ref out there.
3rd and 1.
And Sam, I think, if everybody in the stadium's thinking keep her here.
That's what I would call. But there's a reason I'm up here and I'm not the offensive coordinator. Direct run for Bolden. He goes right side. He's hit, breaks the tackle, and he's got the first down as he carries it. Well, I think he got it. As it's near that first down marker. The first hit was behind the line of scrimmage. It'll depend on the spot, but I do believe he has enough. Let's see. Looks like Paul Leachman, the official, is going to throw it down. And he's short. Is he?
No.
Nope, they gave it to him. Looks like he got about a half a yard more than he needed. 30 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Touchdown here might ice it.
It might, Sam, and that sounds crazy saying just going into the 4th quarter, but we haven't had a whole lot of success moving the football against this McLean County defense, so we need to make a big stand here.
1st and goal from the 4 for McLean, and it doesn't look like they need to snap it before the end of the quarter, and they will not. End of the 3rd quarter, it's 12-7. McLean leads, but they're knocking on the door. This is Cougar football on K105.
When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina.
Because dancing makes me happy. I get to entertain people, and nothing makes me feel more like me.
PI impacts millions of children's lives. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment gives children like Olivia a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a great team to put on a show. It also takes a great team of caring people to keep a dream alive. And now my dreams are coming true.
For more information, visit our website at info4pi.org.
When you bundle home and auto, good things can happen. You get a local agent who can help you choose the right coverage for you at a price that's right for you.
Call State Farm agent Duda Hudson in Leitchfield today.
It's Kyle's last spin on his turntable.
Yeah.
And the first day of Kira's new career in IT. When you donate to Goodwill, you help provide skills training and career placement.
This football game 12-7 as we start the 4th quarter. Sam and Jake with you. Appreciate you taking the time to join us here tonight. Jake, thanks for coming back tonight, too.
Sam, I have thoroughly enjoyed this tonight, being able to come back and fill in for John. John, he's doing a great job. I think his Cardinals maybe pulled away.
Dang. Yeah, they did. It's 28-14. Oh, boy. We were cheering hard for James Madison in here, Jake, weren't we?
Well, we were. We weren't cheering against you, though, John, if you're listening.
I was. He knows that, too. I'll own it. Yeah. Just like he's going to cheer against us tomorrow when the Cats play Ole Miss.
Right. I
bet Simon will, too.
Oh, he's shaking his head, yeah.
Here we go. 1st and goal from the 5 for McLean County. They lead this game 12-7. You know what the doctor's ordering right now is a stand here for the Cougars.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost one of those scenarios. If you're going to let them score, let them score.
Right. Under center.
Handoff, Stratton left side, wrapped up after a pickup of about 1 or 2 yards, driven backwards. Camden Cornwell, first man to make contact. Stratton carries it down to the 3-yard line, gain of 2.
Sam, great stand there by our Cougar defense. And as we said,
it's 8-1.
Early in the game, McLean's success right up the middle has been limited, and they're even going under center and trying a little fullback trap play. Cougars did a great job of coming up and making a play there.
I think you do quarterback sweep here.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked, and he's quick enough he can get to the sideline and just dive in.
Make them stop it.
Right.
11:08 and counting.
They're set up for it.
They're going to shift Stratton out to the left side of the line. Man in motion. Bolden, quarterback sweep, left side, touchdown. He goes in untouched, left side, and McLean County has taken an 18-7 lead with 10 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. But I'll tell you what here. This is an opportunity that if you can stop them, you're a field goal. You're a field goal and a 2-point conversion touchdown away. You've got a good kicker, so you're keeping it within 11 is huge here for Grayson.
It really is, and one of the things, as you said, we do have the opportunity to kick a field goal this year, and they scored early, so if we can stop them here, we leave the door open.
10:57 remaining. And if I'm McLean, I run the same exact play I just did. They're 0 for 2 on 2-point attempts here, and it looks like they are going to run the same exact play. This time, though, they give it on the sweep. It's not there. Stringing it out, Jamison Buster stops the player short. 18-7, 10:57 go. Let's see if the Cougs have an answer. It's Cougar football on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Across Kentucky, treatment providers, state and local governments, and nonprofit organizations are working together to support your pathway to long-term recovery. These providers and communities of recovery will walk alongside you and help you find your recovery journey. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, the KY Help Call Center can connect you with resources right now when you call 833-8KY-HELP. You can also visit findhelpnowky.org to find treatment options near you.
Grayson County trails this game 18-7, 10:57 left in the ball game. McLean to kick away from left to right. Jake, I told you in the parade, Caden Hanshaw probably, this has to be driving him crazy. Did you ever miss a game?
I think I may have missed one game. It is so hard to stand on the sideline and
watch your brothers fight.
Watch your brothers fight. Know that maybe you could be out there helping.
It's a shorter kick. Caught at the 20-yard line by McAllister for Grayson County. He hits the 30-yard line, and he's dropped up at about the 32 for Grayson. They went to the Wildcat on that drive and had a lot of success to start the second half. And do you go right back to it?
Looks like Jake Bratcher's down here with Coach Jones on the sideline, so I'm thinking that he's getting the play. Looks like he's headed out onto the field. I think the only problem with going back to it is seeing McLean just load the box. We had some success with it. Let's try to get back to our offense, maybe try a couple pass plays here, get a quick score.
Linton down to the near side of the field, trips right side. Mudd will go to the left of Bratcher. First down and 10 from the 31-yard line of Grayson County. Bratcher, 2-pass, being pressured, setting up a tunnel screen on the far side. It's caught by Shane Hall, and he's hit low. Great tackle made as Hall gets up for a gain of about 1 or 2 yards. Really nice tackle made on the play by Garcia Rodriguez.
Sam, one thing to note tonight, too, is when McLean County has been in position to make a tackle, they've made the tackle. I think that when Coach Jones and the coaching staff, and we go back to look at the film on this game, is that we've had a lot of missed tackles.
And that's the difference in the game.
It really is.
I don't remember McLean having many at all.
No.
Trips near side, 2nd and 8. About 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Bratcher setting up another screen this time, caught by Abersold. It's what they ran on the first play of the game, and Abersold runs the wrong way and dropped for a loss of the play. It's another one of those where he danced a little bit too much and allowed for McLean to come up. Instead of getting 1 or 2, he gets a loss of 2.
Yeah, sometimes just waiting around trying to find a hole. You just got to try to get upfield, get positive yardage, and especially on a second down, trying to make it a more third and manageable rather than 3rd and 9 or 10.
3rd and 10. Cougars are in 4 down. I mean, they're going to have to go for it. So you trying to get 5 or 6 here?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're not trying to get all of it here.
You're down 18-7 in the game. Trips right side, 1 near side. Mudd to the right of Bratcher. McLean showing pressure. They're bringing it. Rushing 5. Bratcher steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw it down. He's got a receiver. Jamison Buster caught.
Let's go.
At the 40-yard line. Buster breaks a tackle inside the 30. Big play. Grayson County. Bratcher to Buster.
Great job by Bratcher, stepping up into the pocket and just throwing it up. It had a lot of air under the ball, but it was a great ball just to get it out there to your guy in space.
39 yards in the gain. And that's stepping up in the pocket. You're a former quarterback. That's not easy.
It's not easy. You know, he had a couple of guys coming in around him, putting some pressure on him. He stepped up in there, laid it up, and put it in a spot where Buster could get it.
This is a borderline zero blitz, too. Trips near side. Bratcher rolling out near side. Has Mudd to block. Dumps it off. It's caught by Shane Hall at the 25-yard line. Turns back towards the middle. He's inside the 20 for Shane Hall. And it is amazing what a big play can do for momentum as the fans start to make some noise as well.
Yes, Sam, it's amazing, too. And it's amazing seeing Jake Bratcher just settle down here. And I think Coach Jones is just going to keep going with it. Even, you know, just some of these little passes. And I know those early screen plays on this drive didn't get us any yards, but it gave Jake an opportunity to make a pass, and that builds confidence too.
13 yards in the gain. Bratcher rolls out again, looking to pass. Scans once. Now he's going to run it himself up the sideline, gains a couple of yards, and listen, great play by Jake.
Exactly. Positive play. Good job not trying to force something. We're here close to the end zone.
Because the last thing that you need is an interception here. Gain of 4 for Bratcher on the run.
Yeah, last thing you need is an interception or some kind of silly play. Great job just holding on to the ball, getting out of bounds, and look, he got 5 yards.
And there'd been nothing wrong with him if he'd have thrown it to the ambulance in the back of the end zone, too.
Right.
Show off that arm talent. Buster, Abersold, Hall to the right. Linton to the left. Mudd to the right of Bratcher in the gun. Second down. Run Mudd up the middle. He's bottled up after a short pickup. He ran right behind the right guard for Grayson County, Cowan, and gets about 2. Obvious 4-down territory.
Obvious 4-down territory is right. And, you know, here, again, we don't have to get all of it. Just make sure we get a positive play here.
Maddox Anderson not in there. He's the Cougar left tackle. In for him is Corbin Geary. As you see Anderson running up and down on the sideline. 3rd down and 4 for Grayson County. Under 8 to go in the ball game. They trail 18-7. Low snap. Bratcher falls on it. Bad snap, and that's going to make this 4th down, and we're going to have to see on the official spot. It'll go back to the 17. Be 4th down and 10, and that is about as bad of a time as possible to have a bad snap.
Yeah, Sam, I think here we're going to go hard count, try to get some of those yards back. And, like you said, it's about the worst time because
timeout taken by McLean County with 7:30 remaining in the game. And probably for McLean, they're saying, we get a stop here, we win the game.
Right, Sam. And, you know, what McLean County's head coach is probably saying is, listen, they're going to go for a hard count here. Be disciplined. Don't jump off of the ball. Watch the hard count. They're going to go on 2.
Make them beat you.
Yeah.
Make them beat you. Appreciate you taking the time to join into tonight's broadcast. Late night Cougar football we're having here after a nearly hour delay due to lightning that was in the area. No rain has fallen. We were worried about the rain.
There was a window there where it looked like a big storm was about to roll through, so glad we didn't get any rain.
It'll be 4th and 10. What are you calling?
Well, the rollout pass, again, it's been there on this drive. I think that we're going to have to call, you know, a rollout pass here just to try to get Jake Bratcher in space and see if we can find something downfield here.
And I like probably holding Mudd back as a pass blocker.
Right.
And that's worked. Trips right side, 4th down and 10. Big play in this ball game here. Grayson trails 18-7. Bratcher takes the snap. 3-step drop, steps up the pocket, floats it, looking end zone, and it is
pass interference.
incomplete. No pass interference is called, and it is an incomplete pass turnover on downs. They do not call it. It was very close. Jamison Buster was the intended receiver. Jake Bratcher is looking for it. Brian Jones is hot. Jake, I think that's the second no call against Grayson County. And honestly, I think what Brian Jones hears, he's probably going to get it unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, and I think this is one that is warranted because
I don't know how you missed that.
I don't know how you do either. And this is high school football, so we can't go back and review that. That's something he'll definitely look at, even after this game. But it was right in his face.
And the biggest thing that what do you always teach DBs? To turn, and look for the ball.
Right.
What did the DB never do?
No turn. That's face guarding.
Which is
a penalty.
Pass interference.
Every time.
That's the second one that is missed and is taken. That was points.
Yeah, that was points. Yeah.
And even if it is, it's an automatic first down.
Right.
Half the distance to the goal, and you have the ball at the 8.5-yard line. That's about 3 plays in this game that.
Yeah.
Listen, they're not saying that's the reason the Cougars are down by any stretch, but.
Definitely could have changed things. Great job. Great tackle behind the line.
Nice play made. It is a drop of about 2 yards. 7:10 remaining in the game. And if you're Grayson now, you need to think. We get a stop. We get the ball back. We've seen we can move the ball.
Yeah. We've seen we can move the ball, and
We've seen we can onside kick.
You're right. Crucial few plays here. And McLean's going to take all the time that they can.
They're going to take so much time that they might have to make them buy a ticket.
Right.
It was a loss of. Well, it's a loss of a couple of yards back. I don't know why they didn't place the ball at the 20. I think it should have. Well, I guess no, it was 14. Never mind. It wasn't a missed field goal, so it should have been at the 17. Run left side by Bolden. Sidesteps a tackler crossing the 20-yard line. He'll get up to about the 22.
All right, Sam, here we go.
And this is the game right here.
This is the game.
Because you've got them in 3rd and 6.
Mm-hmm.
McLean is going to punt unless it's 4th and 1, but even then I think you punt.
Yeah, I think so. Because you don't want to leave the door open there for us. You'd rather pin us back and make us go on a long drive. So this is big. If we can get a stop here, and Sam, it's like we've said, that load, power, QB run has been there for them, so that's what I'm looking for.
3rd and 6. It is a run left side for Bolden, and he's got the first down. He spins down up near the 30-yard line, and Kevin Embry, all he can do is shrug his shoulders, saying, what are we doing? Gain of about 8 yards up to the 30.
Sam, and it's so hard, even being out there on the field, knowing and thinking you know what's coming and not being able to stop it.
1st and 10. Jake Bradsher visibly frustrated as well, talking to Noah Bullock on the sideline. Noah Bullock, good quarterback of his own on the Cougar coaching staff now.
He was a great guy, too. Glad to see him down there on the sidelines.
1st and 10. Bolden on the sweep, hands it off to Stratton. Stratton breaks through, and an ankle tackle made by Buster, and if he wouldn't have made it, that would have been a dagger because Stratton had a whole lot of green in front of him, but not before he gains 14 yards. It's just not been the Cougar defense's day, and a lot of credit goes to McLean. They've had a really good game plan tonight.
They really have. They've come in and they've executed. They've ran this sort of wildcat offense almost to perfection.
Not many negative plays at all.
No.
And Grayson, if you're looking at this, to me, the main thing to take away from this Cougar defense is you're trailing 18-7 with 4:44 to go is missed tackles.
Missed tackles, missed assignments.
Tanner Warner in the game for Grayson County. It's a run for Gill. Left side, breaks a tackle, but
Great
not before
job.
the second tackler gets there. That was Cornwell across the far side. Gain of nothing on the play, it looks like.
You know, Sam, and I'll say this too. Most of the time, Bolden has been the one getting the yardage. When he hands off to these other guys, our defense is doing or have done a great job in stringing things out, making tackles. It's just Bolden hits those gaps so hard and fast. He's just hard to take down.
2nd and 10. Brian Jones going to have to start thinking about timeouts as well. Faking the handoff. Bolden left side. Stopped after a short pickup on that left side. And I think think you might take one here if you're Brian Jones. He's not going to. This is all the analytic discussions of when you take them. With 3:38 remaining in the game, you're down 18-7. It's a gain of 3 yards to the 47. Maybe he'll take it if you can get a stop here on 3rd and 7. If I'm Jake Bratcher, I'm warming up on the sideline.
Yeah.
You got to start warming up that arm.
Mm-hmm.
Trick Payne has his helmet on as well. I don't know that we'd see him. He's got a bigger arm probably, but not as experienced. Only played in 2 varsity games. 3rd and 7. McLean probably looking for that official to throw his hand up. No, they actually don't take the full play clock. Run Bolden, and he's got the first down. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one. He's across that far sideline, inside the 30, inside the 25. Bolden's in the end zone. Touchdown, McLean County. That is a 53-yard touchdown run for Bolden. And Jake, that's the ball game.
That's the game, and, my younger brother actually texted me, and he said, you need to call Bolden ball, just because he runs like a bowling ball. He is so hard to stop once he gets going, and you can see that there, man. Once he had daylight, he was gone.
They'll go for 2 here as it's 24-7 McLean. This is a tough one to swallow for Grayson. They had their opportunities in this game and just couldn't quite answer, and listen, part of that is you're without your stud, Caden Hanshaw, and your best receiver this year so far, Caden Tyner. You're not making any excuses. What a weird play here. Bolden rolling out on the 2-point conversion. What a pass. Thrown in the hole. It is incomplete, though. And with 2:55 remaining, it's 24-7 McLean. It's Cougar football on K105.
Paying for your student's college can feel overwhelming. Scholarships and grants help, but they might not cover everything. That's where the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan comes in. With competitive low interest rates and no application, late, or other fees, the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan offers a smooth and affordable solution. Owned and managed by a state-based nonprofit lender, we're committed to helping families like yours. Apply today and take the next step in supporting their dreams. Visit KentuckyAdvantageLoan.com or call 800-988-6333 to learn more.
I crave adventures that spark joy and create memories. Sailing the seas with Royal Caribbean or exploring the magic of Disney parks. And with your global getaway, my dreams are expertly crafted. From all-inclusive Caribbean resorts to tailor-made itineraries, Mark turns wanderlust into reality. Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary?
Your global getaway. Expertise in unforgettable vacations. Call Mark at 270-296-0106 or visit yourglobalgetaway.com. Start living your travel dreams today.
Yes, start living your travel dreams today.
Paying for your
leads 2:55 left in this ball game. Aiden Bolden's had himself a night, 4 rushing touchdowns. You got to tip your cap in a lot of ways to McLean tonight. They've played well. Grayson without Caden Hanshaw has struggled offensively. A couple whistles haven't gone their way, but at the same time, McLean's just won the game.
They have. They've done a great job executing their game plan. And
Buster on the return up to the 30-yard line, breaks a tackle at the 40, bounces off on another guy. And Jamison Buster carries it up to about the 43-yard line. And now if you're Grayson, I like that. You're probably not coming back and winning this game. Down by 17 with 2:47 to go. You're down by 3 scores. But you never know when you're going to need a drive like this to take the lead.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great opportunity. Get your head up. Know that, okay, now can we win this game? It's probably out of reach right now, but use this as an opportunity to get some reps under your belt that you may need down the road.
You never know. This game means nothing. You got those district games coming up in a couple of weeks. Making the trip to Greenwood 2 weeks from tonight. Bratcher, 2 pass. Rolls out far side. Nice splits pick up by Ethan Mudd. Bratcher being chased, and he's going to throw it away, and that looked like it got to the line of scrimmage. And it is an incomplete pass. It did get to the line of scrimmage is the call. Bratcher rolled out, and that'll be an incomplete pass, as he was being chased by Reynolds on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And that's the one downside to the Grayson County offense is that they're just not – I mean, Grayson County, have they ever been set up to pass since the 90s when they ran more of an air raid?
I don't think so.
What's the most passes you threw in an Ed Smart game?
Gosh.
5?
Maybe. Under 10 probably.
Not counting when you were playing Bowling Green down trying to come back or something.
Right.
2nd and 10. Trips right side. Mudd in the backfield. Bratcher steps up in the pocket, rolls out. He's got space to run. He's wrapped up from behind, and he's going to end up getting 1 yard. Dropped on the play by Carter Howard, the freshman. Awkward tackle for Bratcher, and those are those awkward plays, and hopefully Bratcher's okay. The way he's holding his ankle makes me hope that he's cramping.
Yeah, it's kind of twisting it around there.
Those plays, though, it wasn't a horse collar tackle, but the way it kind of was brought down,
yes, I guess.
Which is where you see some of those injuries happen.
Yeah, really close to, what they're calling now, too, that hip drop tackle.
Yes. That's probably a better way to describe. It's like in between the hip drop and a horse collar.
Mm-hmm.
A hip collar, right?
Yeah,
is that what they call it?
There you go.
Or a horse tackle?
Yeah, horse drop. So.
Bratcher is down on the play, and I don't know that this is a cramp. They're checking on him, the Cougar starting quarterback for Grayson County. It's going to mean, Jake, this game, you're turning your attention towards 2 weeks from now when you're playing those district games that mean the most.
Right.
These games they're not glorified scrimmages. They are, because they're real, but
right.
You're trying to get better before you play those. It's just like McLean County. This game means nothing to them.
Right.
Like, yes, you want to win, obviously, every game you play, but they're looking towards their new district this year where they're joining Fort Knox, Hancock County, and this school you may have heard of, Owensboro Catholic, and they're pretty darn good.
Yeah, they're good. And Sam, you put teams like McLean County on your schedule because you know that they're a tough football team. You can see tonight they execute well, and it prepares you for those district games down the road. And, it's definitely didn't turn out, I'm sure, how Coach Jones and the coaching staff wanted to tonight, but
that's a tough spot, too, on that run for Bratcher. I thought he got at least one. Trig Payne into the game at quarterback after the injury to Bratcher. 3rd down and 10. Payne stepping up in the pocket, rolls out far side, penalty thrown, and it's caught near the first down marker. Diving catch made by Shane Hall, but this one's probably going to come back from a hold. They're pointing towards Will Vincent, and we'll see what the call is. Stopping the clock here with 2:03 to go. Holding called against the Cougars.
That stinks. That was a great pass there by Trig Payne, too. And Sam, as we've talked about, he's got a ton of potential. And
tools-wise, you've been around Grayson County football a lot longer than I have. Is there a more quarterback look for a quarterback since you've been around?
No. He's got the look and the way that he moves about in the pocket, rolling out, moving his hips, getting his feet under him. His throwing motion, it's natural, and you can tell he's got a lot of potential, and it's good for him. Jake Bratcher being able to be there. They had a good competition, I think, this summer.
3rd down and 21 for Payne. Steps up over the middle. It is incomplete. Overthrows Buster over the middle, and those over the middle throws are hard, especially when you're being pressured.
Right. Coach Jones is trying to coach him up a little bit, like, hey, follow through on that throw. And that's just one of those as a young quarterback, Sam, when you're getting pressure in your face, you think throw off that back foot, and that's a lot of times when that ball sails on you.
Yeah, if you throw it off your back foot, even you look at Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, they even struggle if they throw it off their back foot, and those are the best quarterbacks in the world.
Right, and for some reason it just feels natural just to think that that's the way you need to. We're just going to punt it away here.
And McLean will probably just kneel this one out and defeat Grayson County tonight. McLean County hasn't won here since the early 70s. This is only the 5th all-time that they've beaten Grayson County. Beasley does get it away. Pretty good punt. And it's caught at the 34-yard line by McLean County's Walker. He's up the far side. Tanner Warner gets a hand on him and up to about the 50-yard line on the return. South Warren has taken a 30-13 lead on Greenwood late 3rd quarter. They're going back in a lightning delay there in Bowling Green. We'll be at Greenwood in 2 weeks. Next week, though, the Cougars will host Butler County, a team that's 3-0, feeling good. Cougars 1-2, under 500 for the first time in a couple of years.
Yeah, Sam, and that's going to be a game. This is going to be a couple days here and a week leading up to that game that Coach Jones is really going to say, guys, we've got to settle in here and look for a win against Butler County before we get into district play to try to get our minds right.
1:20 to remain in this game, and I would assume McLean is in the victory formation, and they are. McLean County going to win this football game tonight by the final score of 24-7. Coming up next, we will have our fifth quarter show. We'll talk to Coach Jones. We will have the Hometown Hangout MVP, and we'll recap this game. I think, Jake, as we count down this last minute or so, I think you saw some decent things from the offense tonight. You only scored 7 points, but you moved the ball well, especially after the second halftime.
Yeah, Sam, coming out, putting mud back there in the Wildcat offense, I think showed us, that we could move the ball. There were some sparks there. Good to see some young talent, getting some reps. And there are some good takeaways, but I feel like there is a lot to dissect and to learn this week on how to get better in preparation for next week and district play coming up.
McLean's got to kneel it one more time. And there it is. So drop it down. McLean County defeats Grayson County 24-7. We'll come back, have a little bit more after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Measles cases are on the rise, but there's good news. The MMR vaccine is the safest way to protect yourself and your community from measles, mumps, and rubella. Measles isn't just a rash. It can lead to serious health issues like pneumonia and brain swelling, even in healthy kids. That's why doctors recommend 2 MMR doses for lifelong protection. And cost shouldn't be a barrier. Many vaccines are free, even without insurance. Call 855-598-2246 to find a provider near you. This message is paid for by Kentucky Voices for Health, the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing that keeps us focused.
Ooh. Grayson County High School Cougars fall tonight. We'll come back. Fifth quarter shows next on K105.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
You complete me. Together we're one. I never want to be without you. Together's more fun. Together we're one.
Struggling with mortgage debt from COVID? Team Kentucky can help. If you restructured your home loan and deferred payments to the end of your mortgage, you may qualify for up to $60,000 in assistance to pay off that debt. Help is also available for other COVID-related hardships if you meet income guidelines. Apply today at www.protectmykyhome.org. This ad is sponsored by Kentucky Housing Corporation, the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Dear Coach. Dear Coach.
Dear Coach, they don't teach you that inner strength is the most important kind of strong. But you taught me that.
They don't teach you how to build confidence in yourself or how to deal with all the pressures all at once. But you taught me that. First tee was more than golf. It's where I discovered what I'm capable of.
You didn't just prepare me for 18 holes. You were preparing me for every day of my life. Learn more at firsttee.org.
Or does he have to subscribe to our YouTube channel to do that?
Hi, I'm Bob with Hometown Hangout Sports Pub and Grill. You might have noticed we don't have fancy decor or celebrity chefs. It's true, We've ignored the trend of upscale dining and extravagant renovations. That gets pretty expensive, you know. And in the end, it's the customer who pays for those upgrades. Not at Hometown Hangout. Our guests come to us for one thing, to have a great time. Whether you're with the family, the whole team, or just friends, you'll love our fun atmosphere, exciting games, and great food. Hometown Hangout on West White Oak. See you after the game.
When you give blood, you give life. And when you give life, you change lives. Make a life-saving impact by donating blood with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, your hometown partner. As the sole supplier of blood products needed in Grayson County, your donation ensures a stable and adequate blood supply for you, your family, friends, and your neighbors. You are the hero when you give. Feel the power of community and compassion in every drop. Give life and change lives with Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center. Life is on the line.
Paying for your student's college can feel overwhelming. Scholarships and grants help, but they might not cover everything. That's where the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan comes in. With competitive low interest rates and no application, late, or other fees, the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan offers a smooth and affordable solution. Owned and managed by a state-based nonprofit lender, we're committed to helping families like yours. Apply today and take the next step in supporting their dreams. Visit KentuckyAdvantageLoan.com or call 800-988-6333 to learn more.
I crave adventures that spark joy and create memories. Sailing the seas with Royal Caribbean or exploring the magic of Disney parks. And with your global getaway, my dreams are expertly crafted. From all-inclusive Caribbean resorts to tailor-made itineraries, Mark turns wanderlust into reality. Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary?
Well, it's a tough night to be a Grayson County Cougar as the Cougars fall tonight by the final tally of 24-7 against McLean County. We join you back into the booth here. Jake, this one, it was one of those that, you know, Grayson had their opportunities, but just could never get over the hump. And a lot of credit goes to McLean because every time Grayson had some momentum, they found a way to squash it.
Yeah, Sam, and McLean did a great job of executing their opportunities that they had. And I think that's one of the things that our Grayson County team didn't do a good job of tonight was executing. When we had the chances, we had the opportunities. You know, we can look back at some tough calls, but they didn't decide the game. You know, it was the other things and the other little things along the way, just not executing when we had to.
And, I mean, you look and you say, okay, had a couple calls not go our way, didn't have our main running back, didn't have one of our corners, one of our wide receivers as well, but I don't know that it would have mattered tonight. I think McLean County just came out. They had a really good game plan, and Aiden Bolton won the game tonight.
Yeah, you know, you miss Hanshaw on both sides of the ball, and we know that and we see that, but I think it still would have been a very close game, and this game meant a lot to McLean County, and you could see that. They had a great game plan.
They've only won once here, and it was in the 70s. Well, that is until right now when they won for the second time here, bringing the all-time series to 14-5 in the 19th meeting. And listen, this is one of these games, though. You've now lost 2 straight. Grayson County hasn't lost 2 straight since the end of 2022. You've got a Butler County team that's feeling good about themselves next week at 3-0. But that game is huge for Grayson. You want to get a win going into district play.
Absolutely. You know, you've got to get a win because we're going into a new district. We're going into a tough district.
You played in it.
We did, and game. It's kind of like the SEC. You're playing against the big boys every Friday night, and you're playing against speed. And as we talked earlier, their 2s and 3s are just as good as their 1s, and so they have a ton of depth. And you know, unfortunately, we wanted to roll into district play, I'm sure, undefeated, and now we're just, hey, let's get a win before we go into district play against Butler County this coming week.
I mean, the SEC is a great example, but the thing about the SEC is Vanderbilt's still good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Vandy's still good, and that's the thing is when we look at this district, there's no gimmies, and there's no easy games, and so you've really got to bring it.
When you look at the scoring from this game, it started off. I mean, the second play, it immediately went bad. There's a fumble in the second play by Bryce Abersold for Grayson County, gave McLean the ball at the 12-yard line. They went in 4 plays later, a 1-yard touchdown run by Aiden Bolden. It was 6-0. McLean then forced a Grayson punt. Grayson forced a McLean punt. And then Grayson had a very long drive, got behind the sticks with some penalties, and had to punt the ball away. And then we went into a lightning delay. And out of the lightning delay, McLean scored one more touchdown to go up 12-0. Then you had the great call by Jones to go for the onside kick, executed to perfection by Lane Beasley. They go down and they score, and it's 12-7. And you're thinking, here we go. Here we go. McLean, though, credit to them. They take an 11-play drive all the way down the field, ends with a 4-yard touchdown run by Aiden Bolden, and it was 18-7. Grayson County then drives the length of the field. They have it 4th down and 10, throw a ball to Jamison Buster in the end zone, and it was broken up. Maybe there was a penalty. Maybe there was not. Regardless, there wasn't a penalty called.
Right.
Turned the ball over on downs. McLean then breaks a 53-yard touchdown run, and that was that. McLean wins this game by the final tally of 24-7 against Grayson County. I'm going to take a peek here to see if we can't see Coach Jones making his way up. I don't quite see him just yet, so I'm going to just see if there isn't a score that's come through my old text chain here. And I don't see one that has come through recently. I know that the South Warren leads Greenwood 30-13. Scott County, we mentioned, beat Bowling Green 35-18. Hart County all over Caverna 62-14. Coach Jones is making his way up, so we'll talk to him after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a Future Designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMaster for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at sohd.info.
In small towns, we share everything. Our joys, our struggles, our celebrations. Today, Grayson County shares something special. The hospital where we were born, where we bring our families, where our neighbors care for us, is one of America's top 100 rural hospitals. This is our achievement. This is our hospital. This is home. Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center. Top 100 care, hometown heart.
When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina.
Because dancing makes me happy. I get to entertain people, and nothing makes me feel more like me.
PI impacts millions of children's lives. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment gives children like Olivia a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a great team to put on a show. It also takes a great team of caring people to keep a dream alive. And now my dreams are coming true.
For more information, visit our website at info4pi.org.
When you bundle home and auto, good things can happen. You get a local agent who can help you choose the right coverage for you at a price that's right for you.
Call State Farm agent Duda Hudson in Leitchfield today.
It's Kyle's last spin on his turntable.
Yeah.
And the first day of Kira's new career in IT. When you donate to Goodwill, you help provide skills training and career placement. And the things you love start a new life too.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. Cougars fall tonight to McLean County 24-7. We're joined now by Coach Jones here in the press box. And, Coach, this is a game that probably frustrates you very similar to last week because you had your chances, but it just seemed like every single time you had your chance, you got to give credit to them over there. They seem like they had an answer.
Yeah.
Again,
I think, prototypical McLean County team. They play extremely hard, extremely physical. They're probably a little smaller than they've been before, but faster. Very aggressive, and they gave us some problems big time in the first half. But I felt like third quarter we came out and had a little adjustment there, put E-Mud back there, and did some quarterback run stuff, and got that score. And I like the drive that Jake let us down and had the shot in the end zone. That that was a really nice drive. I mean, they had a couple of really big throws, and just a pass interference call from new set of downs and us scoring, which completely changes the dynamic of the game. I mean, it's 18-14, and it's just night and day different. And that didn't cost us the game by any means. We've still got to, like we discussed last week, maybe I need to go back to it. I hate to kind of, I've been hesitant to go back to it, but 2 weeks in a row we've been the nail. But I felt like at the third quarter there, I thought we increased our physicality and looked a little bit more in tune with them from that standpoint. And but it comes down to fundamentals, and last week and this week, blocking and tackling. That we struggled to make some blocks, and that gave us some problems. And then we missed way too many tackles of where we've got a guy there and they just slide right off or bounce off or whatever it may be to miss the tackle. And and they didn't miss those. I mean, they did not miss tackles. If a guy got there, he made the tackle. There was one or two runs I seen him mud break a few tackles, but for the most part, if a guy got to the ball carrier, he was bringing us down, and that wasn't the case, consistently enough for us. There were some times we made some really great plays and big plays and what have you, but the long touchdown run there, I mean, we hit the guy a couple times and he breaks all the tackles and scampers down the sideline for a big one. And so back to the basics and work on those fundamentals and continue to try to find guys that play the physical style of football, because that's who we are. I mean, we're not going to line up and run four guys down the field and just run by everybody and launch it down. And we're not made that way. We're not built to be that kind of team. The best teams in Grayson County history were bruisers, and we've got to continue to work towards that style of play, where we dominate the other person across from us.
There, in this game, I thought offensively in that third quarter when you went to the Wildcat, Mudd can also pass too, and he had the little throw to Shane, and Shane I think was 6 inches from getting in the end zone. But what was different on that drive that you saw offensively?
Well, we brought Lane Beasley in as our H-back, and he's a physical kind of guy. I mean, I think he likes that aspect of the game. He wants to mix it up, wants to get in there and beat and bang. And we need our H-back to be that kind of guy. And then, we were pulling, and we were doing a good job on the play side of just blocking down and then getting two pullers out in front of the ball. And, and Emud's a tough runner. And that's not, Jake's forte, but he does some other things that are really good for us. So, it may be something that we're going to have to explore a little bit more. And the nice thing is Ethan can throw the ball. So, when teams start to really overplay that, we can still do some play action stuff and I think hurt some people. So that's something we're going to have to look at some more. Because, the quarterback run game is tough to defend because it with a passing style team or a quarterback that doesn't run, you really only got to account for 10 guys. And when you can run your quarterback and do those kind of things, now you got to account for all 11. So it adds a dynamic that has proven to be very good for us in the past. And so we're going to have to continue to look at even more. Is ways to utilize, whether it be Mudd or even running Jake a little bit more, and because he is a tough kid. Don't get me wrong, he's a tough kid. But rollout passes and different things like that. And I thought he made a great decision on the one rollout here where he just went ahead and tucked it and run, got out of bounds. And I'm okay with that. Hey, I don't care if a guy steps out of bounds. Why take the hit if you don't have to?
Self-preservation.
Yep. So I thought he moved well in the pocket tonight. And so I think the big thing was is we got some more physicality up. Adding lane helped that. And I thought our style of play, that drive was much more physical, and that's what allowed us to kind of get those chunks and move down the field.
How hard is 2 halftimes?
That was tough for sure. I'll be honest. I went in and watched the first 40 plays, and tried to just figure out, what we might be able to do. Because we were really grasping at straws offensively. We got in the bone and thought, well, they're smaller than us. Maybe we can just run right over them. That didn't look good. We tried the option game. That didn't really look good. We tried some passes. That didn't really look good. So, I was trying to figure out what we could do to have some success. And I knew running the ball was still kind of a good thing for us, because we had a couple of plays there where we just ran ISO out of the eye and picked up some good chunks. But I knew we weren't going to be able to just line up in the eye and run ISO and win this ball game. So we talked about some things in there. And so the first break was kind of good for us. We just didn't get an opportunity to get back on the offense side of the ball. They came out and ate up whatever basically was left, and left us, a minute or something.
33 seconds.
Okay, yeah, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to do much when we came back out. So we, went back for the second one and talked, and, and that's kind of when I made the decision to try that H-back stuff, because we had worked it a little bit this week with Lane, and, it's going to probably have to be something we expand upon a little bit.
Got anything, Jake?
I think this is tough, Coach Jones, but what is your message to the team preparing for Butler County, trying to get a win this week before you go into district play?
Yeah.
They're 3-0.
Yeah, I figured they would be. I told them when we went in there, I said, I felt like this was – I try to be as honest and transparent as I can be with them, and I told them, I felt like the second week in a row we've been the nail, and we're going to have to be more physical and – those kind of things. And I think I told that, well, one, we're playing some pretty young guys at a lot of spots, and relying on them to do some things, and I think they're still learning and growing and maturing. And but the message I told to them is, when we watch film, we go over all these different mistakes we made and point out, you did this, but you're supposed to do this. And, and I told them here, I said, I think right now we lack some trust and some faith, that because we're still just doing too many things our own way and not the way that it's coached to be done. And I said, until you guys just sell out to doing what we're asking you to do, we're going to struggle sometimes. We got guys, they just kept running sideline to sideline, and we've got guys that jump inside and give up the sideline, and then they just turn the corner, and it turns into big gains. And we've got some positions that their responsibility is to stay outside. If the guy cuts it up inside, you've done your job. There should be, 8, 9, 10 other guys that are working that way that he's going to cut right back into. And so, some of those, again, I think what I would consider fundamental things that were some habits or whatever they may be that we're trying to break, to get these guys, playing the way that we need them to play to, do their responsibility in our schemes. And so, that's kind of what we talked about, and what we'll work on this week is, I don't have a clue what Butler does, but, I know they're going to be riding high, and, we've picked them as our homecoming game, and so they're going to come in with a chip on their shoulder, and we're going to have to be ready to respond and play better than we've played the last couple of weeks, or, we're going to see some similar things. I mean, it's tough. It's unfortunate, because I think we have the makeup and the pieces of the puzzle to be a good football team. We lack some depth for sure, and but we've got to be the deliverer of some of these things. I told them the other thing I told them, I said, we were the team that way more than them was the guy was kind of hobbling or limping off the field and everything like that. And so, you just get to the end of the night and feel like you've been beat up. And we've got to be more aggressive in that standpoint, because ultimately we are going to run the football. And right now we're struggling to run the ball. Our passing game is probably one of our strongest things, and we like to run to set up the pass. And so we've got to continue to look for the right pieces of the puzzle to put together to make it all click, and we'll keep battling at that.
Coach, get healthy, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That's head coach Brian Jones. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Okay, time to see if I got it.
Yes!
It is my honor to welcome you to the class of 2029. See you, teacher! Congratulations and welcome to the Big Blue Nation!
Everyone deserves a bright future. Find your future at futurity.org.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Welcome back here to Cougar Stadium. Grayson loses tonight 24-7. Jake, time to give out our hometown hangout MVP. We talked, and I think we both agreed on our MVP tonight.
Yeah, Mr. Lane Beasley.
Coming back from the injury, onside kick, couple really good punts, and made a couple of really good defensive plays, came in as H-back on that drive. I think he was the MVP tonight. Yeah,
and Sam, as we kind of talked about, he played with a lot of heart. You could see he had a lot of effort tonight, and that was something that I can't say that we saw out of every Cougar player. So it was great to see that, great to see everything that he did on the field tonight.
It's good to have you back tonight.
Yeah, it was great to be back. Thank you for this opportunity. Enjoyed it. And, thanks for John Decker. He's doing a great job this year, too.
He is. He's doing a great job, and he decided to cheer on the Cards. And maybe, who knows, maybe the Cards will play on a Friday night again, and we can bring you back.
That sounds good.
So Grayson County falls tonight by the final score of 24-7. Back at home next week, homecoming. Let's have a big crowd, cheer on these team. They're going to need it. Butler County 3-0, riding high, and Cougars 1-2. They're going to ride in and looking to get back to 500 before district play.
Yeah.
That'll wrap us up here tonight. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work. Garen Johnson, Zach Jack, and the man right here, Simon Drain. He's got a terrible taste in football teams, but he had the good taste of the Cougar Band pork chop sandwich. And that's all that really matters. So on a night where Grayson County falls by a final score of 24-7, for Jake Clemens, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.
This is Grayson County Cougar Football on K105. Tonight's Cougar Football contest is sponsored by Future Designs Building Materials, Midway Pharmacy, Owensboro Health, Twin Lakes Medical Center, Scotty's Contracting, and Stone. Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, your global getaway, and by Grayson County Schools.